Oh, I think we're live. And we're live.
We're fucking live, cunts!
Yeah, right. Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, poisoning the well a little late because of, and I'm going to screen share this because this is hilarious.
Look, I'm blaming America and its ridiculous fucking time zone things. Guys, why can't you all just work at GMT? It makes life so much easier.
So they sent me a picture of this a few minutes ago because, well, it was supposed Google had different times and this had different times and, sorry, this, yes. And, yeah, so Sophane and Fat Pat are going to be a bit late. But joining me regardless is Mim Headroom. Say hi, Mim Headroom.
Hi, Mim Headroom.
Perfect.
Damn straight.
And we're going to talk about comic books.
And stuff.
Well,
and
that was...
I've just got to say hi to Warped in the chat because whenever I go into any stream, Warped Reflection is always there. And I swear to God, Warped, you don't sleep.
No, I think he does. I like him. I feel a bit guilty. I don't
see. I know more about Warped than you do. God damn it!
I know he comments on a lot of my videos, and I don't respond anywhere near enough.
Fucking terrible person. That's why.
Yeah, I am. So Sophane and Fat Pat should be joining soon, but well, they're still at work. Google said that 10:30 p.m. GMT was 6:30 p.m. their time. Well, it's not. And a different app gave them a different time. So yeah, they're not here yet.
It's all right, bruv. We can carry a show. We can do this.
You're my friend.
It's all right, man. I've got this. You ever need me for anything? Need a sandwich? Give me a call, bruv. I'm literally just a train ride away.
Oh, Pat's in the car.
See, everyone comes for you, bruv. Magnus sends you sweets. Warps turns up in the chat. Hey, Jesus Christ.
One of my patrons, before we sort of talk about comics and stuff, one of my patrons is sending me a Nerf gun that they've modified with a 3D printer to be called the Moist Cannon.
That's amazing.
No joke. And they 3D printed, and I sent this to picture to Sophane. I've also shared it on a Hangout before, but I'll show it again because of the whole Skeptic clone thing. I had asked him to print me a Judge Dredd badge because that's my favorite comic, but with Skeptic clone trademark on it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I had myself a modded Nerf gun a couple of years back. It was I can't remember what it was, but it was one of the rapid fire ones that has like a flywheel in it. And anyway, the flywheel was terrible, so I took it apart and sped up the flywheel, put better batteries in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was around Christmas, and me and my mates, we all had them and were like assassinating each other. So I knew a friend was coming around to pick me up for something. So I literally like hunkered down and backed up into the Christmas tree. So I'm there among the presents. I got like an aim on the door. So, he knocked on the door, my brother opened it. I'm just firing at him from under the Christmas tree.
It's amazing. I still have one. But it's a pile of crap. It's not a very good gun, and it's with a big back garden. It's very hard to shoot the dogs when they're chasing foxes.
See, this is where you need to get.
I don't want to get another vet bill for a fox.
Someone can fly the drone. You got to shoot with the drone.
I actually do. I've seen one of those remote control helicopters that has that, and I'm a sufficiently skilled RC helicopter pilot. Since I learned to fly in the wind anyway.
Everyone goes on about like drone race leagues and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're missing out on a trick here because I might have covered this before, but you know how they're also training Falcons to be like anti-terror drone police?
Yep.
I think there should be some sort of gladiatorial contest, a bit like Robot Wars, right? Where one person has a drone and they got to try and outfly the Falcon. Because if anything, it's just giving falconers more of a job to do in modern society. Mm-hmm. They got to train the fucking Falcon to take out the drone. I'd pay money for that.
Yeah. Just while that's amazing, and Robot Wars was a fantastic show. Go Roadblock or Beast of Bodmin, yes, or Panic Attack, Razor, yes. I had this burning question, and it was related to comics, so we get to go on topic a little, which is great.
I don't know why you're looking at me like I'm some authority on it. I was literally sitting there the other day, and And I was like, man, I want to start reading some comics. I started reading. I was like, I'm going to read some new comics. They were terrible. I'm like, fuck it, I've got to make YouTube videos on this.
That's not my burning question. My question is, when you picked up some Marvel comics and you read them, and then you went into town, or I assume you go in and buy them physical, right, and then get a digital copy.
Sometimes this is one of the things that I was saying with Marvel. They haven't yet realized that there are so many other ways of getting hold of content, and it's like pay what you want kind of things. You know, if you respect the comic, I'm more than happy to put money down for it. You know, but I'm not going to put down money straight up.
I buy them, and then usually there's a digital code inside, and I link that to my app. But the question I have is, did you go to your local newsagent where you get them, or kiosk, and then suddenly decide, after all these Marvel comics, you looked across and thought, wow, I could do some Rainbow Dash right now?
Bruv, right, first of all, right, let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. Right, first of all, it's not about Rainbow Dash, okay? Everyone knows that Rarity is best pony, right? Second of all, I don't need a fucking plushie because I've already fucking got a Rarity plushie, all right, cunt? An absolute joke between me and the girlfriend. She fucking comes back and it's like, I got you a present. I'm like, oh, what you got me?
Mate,
she's like,
honestly, you know when you messaged me to meet up with Sandre, right? In my bedroom, no joke, waiting for you is a fucking Applejack plushie.
All right, yeah, I'll take Applejack. Applejack's second best pony to Rarity.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
But no, because what it is, have you heard of the Brony analysis for no good reason? He was featured on one of Mr. Metica's videos a couple of months back.
No, I'm not familiar, I'm afraid.
Right. Well, anyway, he does like a series called How Not to Brony, and it is just brony drama, and brony drama is fucking amazing. So, you know, I fell in love with his channel, subscribe, whatever, and I was just messaging him and started chatting to him, and I got invited into like brony chat rooms and stuff, and I'm talking to these guys, and they're like, you need to fucking watch the show. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch the show. So I had some bants with them, and there was a chap called Tricky Fox, and I subscribed to his channel, you know, German dude, he's pretty cool. And then, yeah, one of his videos was just My Little Pony comic review, and I'm like, ah, fuck, this can't be better than Modern Marvel. And they went on it, and I was like, this is actually better than a couple of Modern Marvel comics. And so I had to do a review impression video on it. And I'm sitting there. The video
dropped, I couldn't stop laughing.
That was the whole point. I knew that it would get copyright striked because I put the trailer for the new My Little Pony movie, and honestly, the animation in that looks fucking amazing. But right. But yeah, I knew that gets striked. But I was like, oh fuck, this is just gonna be too funny, man. So yeah, that's why I did that.
I did wonder how you managed to come up. Why? I just honestly, it's like one of those people. Everyone gets an epiphany about something in their life, but yours was My Little Pony is better than Marvel.
Yep, and I hold true to that. And the best thing is, I've got bronies appearing in the comment section of that video, and are like, right, you need to check out these issues and this issue and this issue, and I'm like, yep, I'm fully committed to this. So I'm waiting for the second issue of the My Little Pony the movie tie-in comic, because Jesus honestly, Christ. Storm King, right? Storm King's a cunt, bruv. He's sick. He's better than like
Storm King.
Exactly.
What the fuck is Storm? I don't know what Storm King is.
I don't know either. He's just like a bad guy they made up for the movie tie-in comic, and he's got like a minor role in the movie apparently. But yeah, the best way to describe him is like the Deadpool of the My Little Pony universe. Right, and he starts off and he's just like flying around the world, just enslaving people, right? But he doesn't actually want to take control of different countries that he enslaved. He sits there and he's like, yeah, you know, being a ruler is kind of shit. You've got to deal with taxes and you've got to deal with administrative stuff. I just want to come dominate you, take all of your treasures and leave you sitting there administrating a bit of my land, knowing that I could come back and fuck you up. And I'm like, this is more motivation than most Marvel characters get. You know, you look at new characters like RiRi Williams, you know, the new fucking Iron Man, or they call it Iron Heart. It's one of those things.
Yeah, they changed the name, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm going to be a hero because, you know, someone told me that I couldn't be as smart as Tony Stark. So I've decided to be as smart as Tony Stark. That's it.
I did think it was a wise
That is
move
her
to
entire
shift her
motivation.
away from being just a replacement for Iron Man. I think that was a wiser move rather than because that was just shoved in people's faces and that didn't go down well.
Yeah.
By the way, so Thane is triggered as fuck right now in the chat.
Tend to get on this My Little Pony hype, bruv. He's missing that. So if he had more Friendship is Magic in his life, he wouldn't be triggered. He'd just be blissful and happy. But yeah, it's one of those things with RiRi Williams, right? The Ironheart. They turned Tony Stark into artificial intelligence. So he's not actually there, but he does control an Iron Man suit of armor, but he's still not there. And then they
Maybe
find
that's how they're going to try and do it in the movie.
Go on.
Maybe that's how they're going to try and do it in the movies. Because obviously Robert Downey Jr.'s contract runs out after Infinity War.
I could see that happening, very much so. You know, him taking a massive pay cut. Because I seem to remember months back, he was saying he'd like to stay in some sort of position because, you know...
Maybe a S.H.I.E.L.D. director, because in the comics he does in fact become the S.H.I.E.L.D. director, doesn't he?
Well, I just mean for Robert Downey Jr. because Iron Man saved his life. I might be misremembering things, but I swear he was like, yeah, this gig with Disney saved my life. I was a raging fucking alcoholic beforehand. It was all going tits up. And then I got this. So it wouldn't surprise me if they had him as like a voiceover role or something like that. And then just, you know, a dude in the suit. That's it. Because, I mean, they sort of toyed with that a little bit in Spider-Man Homecoming, didn't they? Have you seen it?
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had the bits where, yeah, he's like, you're not even there, and he opens it up, and it is just a blank frigging Iron Man suit, which was sick.
That's pretty cool.
Which was absolutely sick. But, yeah, going back to RiRi Williams, because obviously she's like some 16-year-old black chick, and everyone's like, you're not quite Tony Stark. And she ends up stealing materials from MIT and just knocks together an Iron Man suit out of nowhere, and everyone goes, oh my god, you're like the smartest person in the world ever. And she's like, oh my god, I am. And that's it. That is her story. Her story is her walking around for I think about 20 issues now going, OMG, I am like totes the smartest person ever.
I need to read
and
this.
When she was younger, she stood up in class and was like, well, I remember when there was like, you know, no black astronauts and no black female pilots. And her teacher's like, yeah, but you know, you can do that now. And so RiRi was like, well, what can't I do? And the teacher just sort of goes, you can't be Tony Stark. Boom. There we go. Drop mic. Fucking origin story, mate.
That's a lot simpler and doesn't require a movie in the MCU. It's not dramatic. It's not injury related. It's just
boring.
Bitch, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to be Tony Stark. Well, black and female and a teenager.
Yeah, but it doesn't exactly do much to make you go, man, I really want to read this comic to find out what happens.
I guess that's the difference between all the others, overcoming obstacles and such. That's not really much of an obstacle. To try and be like someone.
Yep, to be better. But there is actually a bit of fan headcanon going on, like a fan fiction project. There's a channel out there called Diversity in Comics, and he's come up with this whole idea of, he's calling it Project Rebirth. And basically, RiRi is a villain. She just doesn't know it yet. And this whole idea that she wants to be better than Tony Stark, she then sets out to destroy Tony Stark in every way, shape, and form. Obviously, he comes back as a real person, but she like takes the company away from him, pushes him back into alcoholism, just all of that because her teacher once said you couldn't be better than Tony Stark. And I think that's a cool story. Like that's something I would happily read. But you know, yeah. Have you
been reading outside of Marvel? Have you been reading like DC as well?
See, right, this is a funny thing. Constantine is my favorite comic. I don't read DC.
Constantine, the TV show, was so good as well.
Oh bro, it was amazing. Like, okay, do you know what?
So good.
I will accept Chaz being American. You know, I will accept him in the yellow taxi. but it was absolutely amazing.
That show,
better than the Keanu Reeves movie.
I looked at the ratings for it. The ratings were really good, better than Arrow's, in fact. I love the episodes he's doing in Arrow on the island, and I love the episodes themselves. It was just entertaining. And they cancelled it. I'm like, what? Why?
No idea. It just wasn't taken off.
It made no sense to me.
Go on then. Between DC and Marvel, who do you think has the better TV series?
Oh, hang on, because Marvel's Netflix stuff is pretty good, but the DC stuff, depends on the Flash really fucked up this season.
Is it?
Arrows feels like it's running its course. Supergirl is Superman was needed for that. Legends of Tomorrow's meh. I'd say Marvel has it at the moment because of the Netflix stuff.
See, I'm the other way around. And
I will ignore it and say that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going to ignore because I really don't want it to exist anymore.
No, you be quiet right there, mate. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? That filled the void that Dark Angel left in the early 2000s. Season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is perfect.
Yeah, but season 1 and 2 suck.
Yeah, but season 3 fully makes up for it.
But why did it take 2 seasons to make a good one?
Because they really, really, really needed to build up Gemma and Simmons. No, Simmons is Gemma. Fucking Fitzsimmons. They needed to build those two characters up to make what happens in season 3 absolutely heartrending.
Right.
Okay. Honestly, give it time. And then season 4, bruv, season 4 is pretty sick as well. Because it brings in, because this is what I like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's basically 2 seasons rolled into one. Like, you have the first part of season 4, which is all Ghost Rider, Darkholme, magic, all that stuff. And then right at the end, they bring out AI, a completely artificial artificial world that's run by Hydra, and it's absolutely nuts.
So you think DC is better than Marvel at the moment?
Yes.
The TV shows, yes. I do like The Flash a lot, and Arrow is pretty good, but I think Arrow's run its course, to be honest.
Everyone sleeps on Gotham.
Oh, Gotham. I forgot that show existed.
Exactly.
I watched the first season of that. I quite enjoyed it.
Look, is it me, or did it not remind you of Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah.
That is exactly what the first time I saw it, I'm like, this is just the Batman the Animated Series live action. So of course I sat there with the bloody theme song going on in my head for like days, which was terrible.
Hello, new person.
Here we go.
Hello.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Captain Cummings, supervillain of the internet. How are we doing, my man?
Oh, I'm fabulous. It's been a long day. I broke my own rule that I made in a video today where you don't argue with people on Twitter. And that
was a new error. I make a point to never do that.
Yeah, but Cap, you're sitting there arguing with like comic book creators and stuff. So it's, popcorn was at the ready.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it was Gail Simone. She has like one of the most vile fan bases. So it's been like an onslaught all day. And it's like I should have just turned my phone off. I'm not complaining about the fact that they're doing it. I should have it's all my fault for not turning the phone off and just, going on about my day. I got too preoccupied. You get busy and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just wasted 2 hours on Twitter.
One of those things where an argument starts up and you're like, hey, yes, this is what I needed today.
I find the easiest way to diffuse a Twitter argument is to get overly sexual with the person angry at me.
Well, and the best part is they've gone onto my email and they're signing me up for like feminist email lists and stuff. I mean, it's all content from here, I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Right, Cap. We got to ask you, who do you think is doing the better TV series at the moment, Marvel or DC?
I mean, I don't watch any of them because I'm a college student.
Okay.
And so I don't have the time, especially with arguing with what's on the internet.
Especially with the amount of comics you put away, man. It is ridiculous.
What's that?
Especially with the amount of comics you put away, man. You just absolutely destroy them.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it was good getting out on, because I was on vacation for the last couple weeks, and I just made a whole bunch of videos to come out one a day.
Yeah.
It was nice to take some actual books that I wanted to read and, you know, read those nonstop instead of just bad ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was sitting there reading Champions, and I was getting really, really upset at that. Like, one of my subscribers said, "Could you have a look at the first few issues of Champions?" And then I started watching like your videos and stuff, and everyone's going on about Teen Titans. So I was like, okay, let's do a side-by-side comparison. And it is just staggering how well DC is demolishing Marvel at the moment.
I heard Teen Titans is like one of the top books, you know, based off what I've heard about it.
Mate, I haven't been a big fan of Teen Titans, but at least Volume 1, Damien knows best. The first 5 issues of Teen Titans Rebirth. The art is amazing. The story is great. It's everything Champions wants to be, but better. Actually, no, I lie. Because Champions just want to be champions of social justice issues for no real reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the issue where they're sort of like, yeah, let's go to an Islamic country for no reason. Like, all right, why are you there? What are you doing? Well, we were going to liberate people, but you know, this small group of Muslim girls, like, oh no, see, if you help out, then it just shows that we need American help. So you just stand in the corner. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck am I reading?
I've been the same recently. I have this monthly subscription thing to something similar to Loot Crate, and I got yesterday some random stuff. At the bottom was a comic for Tekken. I just don't understand why they make them. It was trash. It's embarrassing. I did get a graphic novel last month called Turncoat. That was quite interesting.
Turncoat?
I swear the guy on the cover looked like Trevor from GTA 5, but in a suit, which isn't too bad.
Fair enough.
That got my interest.
That's the thing I find though with a lot of I say a lot of indie comics, but quite a few indie comics, is that so many of them just seem to be really, really, really anti-superhero, and it does do my head in.
Well, we have to appeal to those real people.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a mate of mine, he's an artist, and he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, I love all of these Image comics because, you know, they just hate superheroes. I'm like, this comic books genre was pretty much designed for superheroes.
That sounds like such a hipster thing to say.
The 90s was very fucking accelerated. Go on, Cap.
And a lot of what's funny about a lot of these like Image titles is they're either like shoehorning stuff that happened like in the 80s or 90s, you know, other series, but these people haven't read those series, so then it's just the same thing again. You know, it's fresh to them.
Yeah. And even
what was it? I read Tokyo Ghost while I was gone. It's one of the bad books I read. It's basically like Frank Miller's Ronin with a message that capitalism is bad and hippie stuff is good. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you love it, don't you? When you sit there, it's like, yeah, capitalism is bad, despite the fact we're fully engaging in it to sell this comic. I mean, that goes back to like one of my criticism of Ta-Nehisi Coates' bloody Black Panther run, like Black Panther and the Crew. You know, yeah, that was a good idea, chat. Get a guy who, you know, was involved with Black Lives Matter to create a fucking Black Panther comic.
Oh, dear God.
You know, as an idea, you know, it is something that he could have produced a creator-owned comic for. And at the point that we have, you know, crowdfunding services, we have Patreon, we have Kickstarter, stuff like that, he could have made that comic not about Black Panther, because he didn't make a Black Panther comic. It's called Black Panther and the Crew. Black Panther doesn't turn up for the first 2 issues, and the first time we see him, he's literally just in the basement of a diner. That's it.
Well, that's one hell of an intro.
Is that the one that got canceled on issue 2?
Yeah, they're running it through to the 6th issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's embarrassing.
Oh yeah. Well, you say it's embarrassing, but it doesn't mean nothing for Ta-Nehisi Coates, because I think he was also working on the World of Wakanda, which got cancelled, and
the
they've
regular
given
Black
him
Panther.
the regular Black Panther run. So this is a guy who's had zero comic book writing experience.
Oh God, putting in
Give
whole
you
position.
3 titles on the Black Panther slate with the movie coming out. This isn't going to go badly at all.
Can you imagine if they'd given him Luke Cage as well? Oh, that would have been bad.
I don't think you could have fucked up Luke Cage anymore.
Yeah, I know,
Then the Defenders has been ruined.
I know. Yeah. That's terrible.
See, with Luke Cage, right, they gave him the name of Power Man. You would have thought that he would be doing something in his comics, but the modern Luke Cage is a cuck. Just straight up, he appears like, seriously, Defenders issue 3, right? He's fighting Punisher. Now you'd think that is a sick fight to have. He literally just like puts one hand on his shoulder and then cuddles him for a bit, and Punisher falls asleep.
It's funny because Brian Michael Bendis has been writing Luke Cage for like a decade, right?
Yeah.
And he did a story where he has, Luke Cage has impenetrable skin. I had to say that correctly. And in that issue, didn't he get stabbed by a needle?
No. In issue 3, Punisher thought the best thing to do would be to splash acid on Luke Cage's shirt. It was American Chavez who got stabbed with a needle recently.
Oh,
also
it was issue 2. I remember what it was. It was issue 2 because I watched Diversity in Comics review. It was issue 2, and he had some sort of sickness from something, and Blade showed up with the serum, to fix him.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not as if Blade showed up and they were like, okay, now we're going to give you like this really cool side story of how Blade got this super rare antidote that only S.H.I.E.L.D. owns the patent to. No, he just turns up and is like, delivery, and then fucks off.
Wow, that's a cameo for you.
And Blade's like one of the best characters in Marvel. One of the funnest.
Like they've even drawn him looking like Wesley Snipes.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I didn't even know that Blade was a comic book movie when I was a kid.
I didn't know that either, actually.
The only reason I knew he was related to comic books is because I saw him in the Spider-Man TV series.
Oh, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was as well.
Yep. Blade was in it. Punisher was in it.
I forgot about all that. Daredevil was as well.
Yeah, I can't remember Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil was. He apparently could see through Spider-Man's mask or some crap. It's like, no, you can't. I remember this, just stand on top of like one of those little gargoyle towery beds, and he's like, "You can see through my mask, can't you?" Yes, I can. What the You're blind, you fuck.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, but for 90s cartoons, after Batman the Animated Series, that opening for X-Men it's so good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. I liked that show when I was a kid.
I always missed it when I was a kid because I'd be playing Saturday morning sports, and that's when it was on.
Yeah, but we're sort of relatively out of shape here, man. I've got asthma, so the thought of sports makes me hyperventilate.
Well, that was like 30 years ago too.
What these dudes just like, yeah, I've been in the military service. I'm a vet. I'm like, I can barely breathe.
Yeah, he gets injured fencing.
No, I broke my ankle walking across the road. Get it right.
You got stabbed in the nipple.
Fencing hurts, bruv. That's all I'm saying. Look, I can't play with guns, so I've got to play with swords. Blunt sword. Basically, it's like I'm playing a game of tag, just with a metal stick.
Amazing. I just wish that the Beano was still a regular weekly thing, because I read that a lot as a child. That was amazing. We had the Beano and Dandy wars when I was a kid. Those wars were intense.
Yeah, just to let the Americans know, like the Beano and Dandy were sort of like our weekly boys comic, if that makes sense. Like
there was some female characters. There was Minnie the Minx and the Beano.
Yeah, it's just sort of boyish hijinks, like schoolyard hijinks sort of thing. But I applied for a job with the company who produced the Beano.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Thompson. They're a Scottish firm. Yeah, I didn't get it. It was years ago. They wanted a sales rep.
I used to do chores around the house, so I would earn enough money just so I can go down, walk out in the little village I grew up in, walk down to the only shop in the bloody town or village, and get a Beano and a bruiser. Those were delicious.
It's all about the Beano annuals every Christmas, man. That's what it was all about.
I could never get the money for those. Those were like
mine was Magic the Gathering packs.
Hey, now we're talking.
Like 1996.
No, not that though. I played some Magic recently, but I can't keep up with the like 3-4 different sets every year. No, it's not happening.
Oh yeah, I'll do
one, but no more.
Yeah, I jumped into it recently and then immediately jumped right back out.
Yeah, I jumped back into it with Battle for Zendikar, and then they had an expansion or two after that, and I was like, why? They overpowered the Eldrazi. It was just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm done. Fuck off.
See, I was always far too poor for Magic the Gathering, man.
Well, this was when I was working nights, so I couldn't sleep during the day. So on the weekends, I would go and play Magic the Gathering because I had absolutely fuck all to do.
Nah, see, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what we was on, bruv. That was our game.
That was good. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! That's good. There's a good Game Boy version of that. I quite enjoy.
No, but you know, there's always like that one kid who has a deck made out of everyone else's cards that they don't want. That was me. The worst thing was as well, we also found Yu-Gi-Oh! Roughly about the same time that we found marijuana. And it was also about the time that they decided to start adding like ridiculous effects onto the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Mate, those games lasted hours. You're just sitting there, blazed out your mind, trying to read the cards like for half an hour. Like, what does this say? Like showing your opponent, bruv, what does this say? What does this card do? Tell me. And he'd be like, oh, it does this. You go, all right, I don't need that one yet. Right,
you
next
sound like you're also accusing someone at the same time. What does this tell? What does this tell? What does this say?
Yeah. The thing is, the guys have used their own deck. Like, man, I don't even remember this card.
I never played Stoned before.
Don't.
I did go to there's like one shop in Norwich that sold Magic, and I pre-ordered 2015 on Steam. And I went into the shop because you get a free booster. And that shop was the most depressing thing I'd ever walked into in my life. It was the game, also the 2015 game was absolute shit. But it was just, I don't want to go back there again.
Did it smell of piss though?
The guys all look like they might have, if they're wearing like ill-fitting sweatpants and t-shirts with holes in, so they may have pissed themselves, but my attention was elsewhere.
No. Honestly, dude, you walk into a dreary shop that smells of piss, you know it smells of piss. You do not forget that smell. There's this one comic book store in central London. I'm not going to give its name away. I walked in there once, just opened up the door and was like, nope. No, I'm good.
That's just like the idea of you. I can imagine you walking up to a shop, taking a big whiff, and then just declaring nope.
I probably would have went in.
This is where I was spoiled for choice living in central London. There was like 5 comic book stores, and that's like 500% more comic book stores than you're ever going to find in any town.
So when you declared nope, how far did you manage to run before you got the shit kicked out of you? By piss-scented guys.
Man, I don't run. I don't run for anything. I don't run for buses. I don't run from trains. I don't run from piss-smelling nerds.
You can't run. You're asthmatic.
Yes, this is true. This is why I took up fencing, so I don't have to move. I just poke at things with a stick.
I poke at things with a stick, too.
That's what she said. What? That makes no sense.
Oh dear, oh dear. So what are you actually reading? What are you guys reading at the moment?
Gun cap.
Oh, I just did a Spider-Man Master Plan review, and it's quite good. It's just like Peter Parker in his teenage years, fun, and it also has Amazing Spider-Man #2 reprint inside the book, so I recommend that.
So
That's pretty
you-
cool.
I also reread. Wait, I gotta look over here. The Batman Year One books, where it has a special agent British Alfred, and he doesn't fuck around.
No, of course he doesn't. They've got Sean Pertwee playing him in the new Gotham series, and if you've seen, if you've seen Dog Soldiers, you know that Sean Pertwee does not fuck about.
Was he related to the late? Is he related to the late John Pertwee?
Yeah, the guy who played Wurzel Gummidge.
The guy who played the Third Doctor.
The guy who played the Scarecrow, Wurzel Gummidge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I just like
That's one hell of a move on from being the Doctor to being Wurzel Gummidge.
the Doctor reincarnated as a fucking Scarecrow. You know, if he can reincarnate as a woman, why not a Scarecrow? But obviously not a black
yeah,
woman.
that's
Like, we
not
can't
good.
do that.
You had me lost.
That's already happened. Technically, that's happened on the Doctor Who already. At the end of Series 9 was a white male regenerated to a black female.
Well,
Already happened.
fucking A. Suck it, Sarkeesian.
Yeah, but we need more women in lead roles in science fiction because we don't have enough. We haven't had any of those before. We need to lead this charge.
Yeah, I
Sigourney
mean,
Weaver.
Captain Janeway was blatantly smuggling some sausage in
Celine in Underworld, Resident Evil's Claire. You know, they're not real.
Everyone knows that Captain Marvel is indeed a man.
They're a Connor.
His real name is Carl Danvers. I want that to be a thing.
Yes.
But just going back to it, I
support-
like the idea in Gotham that Alfred in Gotham has gone from fighting werewolves in like the British countryside to mentoring young Bruce Wayne. Because that totally works.
Have they started the Joker in this as a child who's like sewn a new face onto himself or something?
That's DC. I'm
I'm a
not
bit
too
behind on Gotham, of course, so I need to catch up. I quite like the Penguin in the first season, and obviously they're all references.
In Gotham, they sort of kind of played the Joker as, I think they might have done this in DC too. I'm not 100% too sure because I am nowhere near close to DC. But they sort of play the Joker off as this kind of force of chaos. Like in every generation, there will be a version of the Joker, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. They did that in the New 52.
Ah, fair enough, yeah. And in Gotham, it was one of those things that the Joker was just a social phenomena. You know, people would sort of put on a bit of clown makeup and start acting a little bit crazy, and they'd be like the villain of the week sort of thing. So you kind of go in, oh, is he the Joker? Oh, is that person the Joker? And then you go, none of them are the fucking Joker. Stop honey dicking me. God damn it.
Hi, Pat.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I've already got I know how to throw Fane under the bus. Got it all together. He never told me. He just told me what date and then the time. He never let me see. I didn't get to see nothing. Because I would have...
we looked at the time, like eight. Yeah, it's not what it says it was. It's wrong.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was daylight savings, and Fane didn't figure that out, and something confused him.
We had a
bright flashing lights. This technology just confuses the old man.
That's amazing, and I love that he had 3 weeks to not notice.
All he told me was I wrote down the date in my calendar, and actually, if he had called me about 10 minutes before, I could have just turned around and jumped on immediately because I was right next to my house, but I was on my way up here. I'm stuck in traffic, and he's like, "Oh, we need to be there." I'm like, I'm stuck in traffic, not moving.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry.
Oh, I just want.
Come.
What?
I just wanted to say that I loved that music video you guys did. It was like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, we are actively working on the sequel.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's
I heard about Paint Up mentioned that. That's awesome.
yeah. We were. It was one of those. Well, everyone started thinking that that's what we did because that was everyone's introduction to us. Was just see that music video.
The timer went off. What's supposed to happen now?
The rice is done.
Okay.
The red beans and rice.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, Cap is having beans and rice for dinner.
Sorry, the wife came in.
That's cool. Right, Pat,
that was what that was. It was just that everyone thought that that's what we did because everyone just saw that rap video and they're like, "Oh, there's some goofy guys that do rap videos." I was like, "That was the first time I ever tried that crap." But we Armored Skeptic asked us to do a sequel, and I was like, "Well,
wasn't that mentioned in your little conversation on that VidCon stream you guys did?"
yeah, that was when he basically gave us the offer, and we're in the midst of working on another video for Undoomed and for the Bible Reloaded. Like we're making rap videos for everybody. We're gonna have an album dropping soon.
I can't wait. I expect an EP soon then.
Oh, we're gonna have to just get a big download. Just put out files. People just download the songs. Everyone apparently was just downloading the video. Exactly.
I can't wait. I didn't know you were doing one for Undoomed. It's pretty exciting.
The Undoomed one, we've already got it figured out, but it's the filming. It's going to be weird. We got to create the avatar. So we got part of the costume. Yeah. The phase is familiar.
Released that video yesterday, not yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. The Riley Dennis video. That was pretty
the Riley Dennis. That was yesterday. Well, I appreciate it. I thought it had so many different levels of writing in it. I mean, other than just being a bunch of jokes. But there were some people that they didn't appreciate some of the humor.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I was like, well, do you understand that I'm supposed to be society? And I'm actually the character I was supposed to be playing was that I'm supposed to be at least the SJW or feminist idea of what white cis male is. Objectifying and lived in a rape culture and wants to give wage gap and all that. Like
the boobs.
Exactly. Just objectifying and also just that transitioning from one issue to another. That being a trans and then if you become full woman, then you got a whole nother set of issues you can complain about. And that was kind of the idea, but some of the jokes they hurt people's feelings. I'm like,
those are the best jokes, though.
I'm like, look, you want to make. I mean, in the community that we live in, we talk about some very serious subjects, and just because it's a serious subject doesn't mean I have to keep a serious tone. I want to talk about these serious subjects, but I want to lubricate it with humor. So,
well, you mentioned it on your stream the other night. You mentioned rewatchability.
Yes,
and it's very hard to rewatch something that's very serious again because that's
right. It drones on.
You make it entertaining, and that's basically my channel. But you guys make it funny, and it can be rewatched, like that Trump video. Although that was funny. That was pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
Did you actually vote for Trump or something?
No, I don't. See, Fane is he's a libtard. He's left, and I'm conservative, but no, I did not vote for Trump. I wouldn't vote for the president at that point. I didn't like either of the options. So I was like, nah, I'll vote for all the other crap, but I'm not voting for the president.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's just a damn circus.
Right. That was pretty funny, that video. I like that.
Yeah.
Thought people wouldn't get so butthurt. Maybe if they'd watched the end of your Riley video with all the outtakes you put in after, that would have been like the giveaway you weren't like.
It's so tongue in cheek. It's like it's in the absurdity.
It's so obvious.
You can't get upset about somebody being that absurdist.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we have all the puppies just ran down here, so it means Fane's here.
Yeah, he's triggered.
Yeah, he's triggered already.
Triggered, but it's not their fault. It's the chat's fault. And I'll be right back.
I know.
I saw the chat. I saw.
I didn't see everything that was triggering you in the chat. I was driving, but I did hear conversation, and I was like, "Does he hate bronies?" I don't understand.
No, it was like
Right, look, we can
mentions
talk
of
about-
Marvel.
we can
And
talk- all right, hold on.
brilliant. The triggering of Sophane.
It's pretty easy to do, actually. I fire him off all the time.
Oh man. Oh man. Hello, everybody.
And then
Why aren't my headphones working?
Because they're not plugged in.
fashionably late, I see.
I want to be able to hear people. All right.
All right, what do you trigger? Who hurt you in the chat?
All right. Let me tell you who hurt me in the chat.
Where did they touch you?
Yeah.
Show me on the doll.
Right in the.
Show me on my penis.
right in the sore part.
You show me on my
the
penis
crunchy
where they
bits.
touched you.
On the
The crunchy bits.
we'll have the crunchy bits debate
No,
another time.
I'm not having the crunchy bits debate ever.
It's inside on vaginas. I'll share with you guys later. However, you know and look, you guys were talking about the Patreon bottle openers. Thank God they send a couple hundred of these every month. They're disposable. All right. The
You mentioned that on the stream the other night as well.
yeah, I know. And then I'm like, why is our Patreon collapsing? But
Mocking everybody.
the conversation about Marvel had started and it was
Okay.
and and you guys brought up some really good examples. The Black Panther series, the Black Panther and the Crew, Black Panther World War Wakanda. Yeah, look, those are problematic. Is that TV on over there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go shut off while you talk.
Yeah,
to your
look, I'm going to be a minute. So just go do something.
He's getting his
Get
money.
out of here. And so in the chat, I started seeing, Marvel is shit now. Marvel's just overwhelmed with SJWs
I saw that.
oh, we're still on that. Good. Man, I want to talk when you're, and you guys know this, when you're doing a book, it's usually a group, and you'll have a writer or and sometimes it's a writer and artist that will just take and put their own twist on a story, and either they're taking it from a new number one or they're picking up where somebody else left off and then taking it in their own direction. And that's something that I think is important in comic books. But what's not and something that I think a lot of people got upset about was they'll see news bits, and this is the majority of people. There's a female Wolverine triggered. Everybody freaks the fuck out, but it's X-23. And if you have read the stories, followed it through Old Man Logan and all that, and it's a great
she's like a
fucking
20-year-old.
book.
She's like a 20-year-old character.
Yes, from 2005, exactly. She was just X-23, but she was the first successful clone of the 23rd clone of Logan, but the first successful one, and what went through a much different process, and is a much different character. But when taken over, she didn't take over from Logan. She took over from the guy who was replacing Logan in this timeline. What people aren't taking account to is things like Secret Wars, which is some of the best writing I've ever seen in comic books. And I'm an old man.
You're old man, Logan?
I'm an old man. Yes.
Man, same.
Yeah, me and my
uh,
comic book. I just want to say, me and my comic books guy argue all day about Secret Wars because he hates it.
What?
And I loved it. I loved it.
I loved it because it
stole-
enabled them to do so much and so many cool stories out. And when you see Venom wrapped around a Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Yeah.
that is fucking brilliant. Also, super, super bitchy. Super bitchy when you take the Venom suit and put it on a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's fucking awesome. Moments like those in comic books, I think are necessary. And some of these storylines, and they're not, you can't call the X-23 storyline justice. Anything but. That shit's crazy. That shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
those first few issues were pretty damn good, but that's one of the things that I like about channels like Captain Cummings, Diversity in Comics, I Love Comics, guys like that. They will give properties a good shot. You know, if it's good, you notice that these guys will come out and say, I was surprised. I didn't expect it. I mean, I fell into that trap. I picked up the new runner, Jean Grey, right? I anticipated this new Jean Grey to be absolutely terrible because of what happened in the past. Like, she sort of unveiled Iceman as being gay. There's a bit of fan fiction going around that actually she sort of insected homosexuality into Bobby Drake, which I think is quite funny. But I'm reading it and I'm like, man, this is real good. Like, the story is young Jean Grey, because obviously she's been pulled from the past. She's sitting there and she's learned of what's going to happen to her in the future.
She was part of the all new X-Men, right? That bit, a few years ago. Yeah.
And she learned that the Phoenix Force is coming after her, and she's like, that's going to fuck with me. I don't want that. I'm going to fight against it. And you got like issue 3 where she's talking with Namor and stuff like that, and she takes on what can only be described as like a sea dragon, which looks amazing. Issue 4, she's fighting against Thor, against like a band of orcs and stuff. And I'm like, the writer, Dennis Hopeless, is just going for it. He is just throwing stuff at the wall and just having fun with his property. So every time that issue comes out, I'm sitting there saying, I like this. This is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some other things like that.
Chavez.
Yeah, look, I know there are those, man. It's like anything else, from the media to movies or to just communities on YouTube. You take a bunch of people, and they have one thing in common, and that's comic books. And they want to work in comic books. They're going to be from all different ideologies, different backgrounds. They'll have different messages. They want to accomplish different things. They want to say different things. They're creative people. So you're always going to be able to cherry pick.
Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely.
Some titles that will be examples of, like, here's some examples of the alt-right taking over comic books. That's a little bit more rare. I will say that. I will grant you that. But you can pick some of these SJW's titles and everything, and some of them, like for example, the female Thor.
Yeah,
expected a little bit more. I didn't expect to enjoy that story like I did from the first episode. And it wasn't one of those things where all of a sudden Thor, and this is how I think a lot of people who don't read comic books see it happening. They just see the bits that we've talked about on YouTube or they've seen in the news.
Well, they don't do their own research. That's the most popular thing, is that if you want a YouTube channel, you don't have to do your research. Someone else did the research and you just regurgitate that.
You say that thing. And so people get the impression that, like, Thor was like, poof, and all of a sudden he's in a girdle and he's like, oh, well, I guess I have a vag now and Rip-a-doo kind of itches. Like, that's
not my crunchy bits.
Yeah, oh, I sat on my crunchy bits. I don't understand this woman thing.
See, the thing is, go on.
But that's not the case. Thor lost his hammer on the moon because, you know what? The hammer deselected his ass because of his behavior.
He leaves that thing around everywhere.
Just laying it around, dude. Just like, oh, God, pick up your things, Thor.
I was really drunk one night. Where did I put that thing?
Dad, get off my ass. Clean up your hammers. So this chick found it on the moon. I'm having a problem remembering her name right now. Fucking A.
Thora.
No, you're pissing me off. See, I do not belong here, sir.
I stopped reading comics because I lost my collection, so I stopped reading and got really upset about it.
Just broke up with the whole medium.
Yep.
Like, fuck you.
Look,
medium.
I lost all my X-Men and my Spider-Man, and I
understand, man. That hurts, dude. I was a X-Men fan in the 90s, which is, by the way, a reason that I really recommend X-Men 92 as a series. Good comic book series. Like the story. All our favorite classic X-Men. And I think done better than the all-new X-Men. But the all-new X-Men was still cool. But what happens is, like, they don't know the story. They didn't do the research. And so they get pissed off because now there's a female Thor. But she came about it.
I'm not too sure if it is just because of the female Thor, and this is one of the things that I noticed, at least with the Captain America Hydra Cap thing. Like, Hydra Cap is an interesting story, but what Marvel seem to have done is not given themselves an out. You know, so when they say, okay, Thor's now a woman, and everyone went, all right, okay, we got this experiment, we don't quite like it, when's it going to go back to Thor? And Marvel went, no. This is Thor. It's a title change. And that's where people are like, well, now you're just taking away not the choice as such, but you're limiting what's going to happen with this character. You are saying that this is Thor. And it was the same with Captain America. It's not that, is it, you know, really Captain America? What's happened? Is it a scroll? Is it this? Is it that? They said straight away at the beginning, this is Captain America. And I think it was that sense of arrogance of, we have changed the character, you will accept it.
Well, that I kind of appreciate it, and really what that is just a tad of outrage marketing.
It's you can't tell us how to do our business.
Well, the thing is, they knew what they were doing. They weren't really, and that the actual Thor was still going to be alive through the whole timeline, and eventually get his hammer back.
And we got Unworthy Thor out of it, which is a fantastic little miniseries.
Yes, Unworthy Thor. Yes, and it actually really is. But the thing is, outrage marketing is why we have Jake Paul.
It's all the rage.
It is all the rage in the salons. But it's that they know it's going to trigger people, and so they'll just say, "Hey, all new Thor got tits this time," and everybody's like, "What? What? No!"
I love her porn.
If it happens again,
I'm so Thor. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. But if people fall for that shit again, that's on you, reader, dear reader. That's on you. They've done this several times now and said, hey, you know, like Miles Morales. Yeah, I mean, that was the first triggering I remember. And I'm sure you guys know who he is. It was
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. And at the time, that was what? Shit. Was that the 90s? Early 2000s? Something like that? And all of a sudden, they're like, Spider-Man's black. I'm like,
yeah, but that storyline.
What?
But the storyline makes more sense for me to be black.
No, it wasn't. It's not the same. God, you're such an amateur. You're embarrassing me in front of my new friends.
I you say that so Fade. I'm in the chat. All right, let's not get it twisted. I ain't gonna get any more embarrassing than fucking me. So
he lives with his aunt and uncle.
Oh, God, how you doing this after we already triggered so many people with our new video?
I know. That's why I'm just gonna keep going. And his Uncle Ben would be Uncle Ben's rice. It plays so well.
He's not even in the same timeline. Just forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
Well, hang on. The Homecoming film made a loose mention of Morales.
Yes. I actually did catch up on that. Wasn't he? He was in what was that? He was Spider-Man. Wait, was he in Spider-Man 2099? Was it Miles the one who went?
Wasn't that a Mexican?
No, you're right. That's the Mexican guy.
Yeah, he was the luchador. That was with the spiky penis.
That is true.
Was he not?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He was.
So I was thinking that Miles Morales was brought in for All New, All Different, but I know they did have Latino Spider-Man like a couple of fucking years back.
Yeah, he was brought for All New, Different, but that was just pulling him from the past. He had already existed.
Oh, okay.
And in previous books. But the thing is, you know, man, I actually do not have a problem with diversity in comic books. And if you want to do these things and mix them up.
What about when they're going to make James Bond black? That bother you at all?
No, it didn't. But did it happen? I don't remember it happening.
I don't know if it actually happened.
Did I get outraged?
No. It hasn't happened, but there was most of the initial arguments were about, because of the stories being set in like the 1920s or whatever, people were like, you know,
he wouldn't be able to get around the way.
But then people are like, well, Daniel Craig's story is set in a more modern era, so it could happen. I don't really care if
No, look.
James Bond or not.
As long as they do it right, I'm fine.
But that's been too.
I don't want James Bond to be a black man. I want James Bond to be Idris Elba. Okay, there's only one specific black man who can be Bond, and it is Idris goddamn Elba. Because
Wasn't who that?
Yeah,
was
that
that
was-
who they were talking about?
when they said it, I was
Yeah,
like,
that's the
yes,
guy, yeah.
do it.
Yes.
James Bond to be incredibly pale and ginger because it would be funny.
I want
And-
James Bond to be
Make him
Morgan Freeman and
unfuckable.
Samuel Jackson attached at the hip.
Here we go. Siamese twin black James Bond. I think we're just about getting there with the intersectionality, you know?
At some point, just write something new.
But that's the problem, and actually, people talk about that. It's like, why don't you make new titles? If you want Thor to be a woman, why don't you just write a new title? Well, they did, except she was still Thor. But the thing is, new female superheroes, that shit does not play. It doesn't work. There's like Wonder Woman, there's Jean Grey, there's a handful of others.
It's like the WNBA.
Power
We're
Girl's
watching
really
shit.
big. I made one video on Power Girl, and it did better than all the other videos.
See, I like
Really?
that.
Really, that's interesting to me because I mean, of course, I know I'm looking at from my bubble of the titles I like to read, but that is kind of interesting. And also for the record,
I did put Girl Power. I did put Girl Power in the title though, so that might have done it.
That helps. I thought
chill, baby, chill.
Maybe I should do that.
Oh, the
with
Spice
videos in
Girls.
the future. We'll do that with our videos. Doesn't matter the topic, just call it Girl Power. If you guys do a video for Unwed Skeptic, just hashtag Girl Power at the end.
That's look. I like it.
I'm
I'm sure he'll like it. I'm sure he'll like it. But yeah, actually, that's we are working on that. Actually, starting right after this stream.
That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to
I thought
that.
we were gonna play Destiny after the stream. No,
Since I mean, we do have that as an option. I'm not saying we could rule it out.
this is why videos don't get out every month.
Look, there's no booze in the house except this fucking skunky beer. This is skunky as fuck.
Yeah, it's been sitting there forever.
Wow.
On the subject of booze, there's a website I buy whiskey off called masterofmalt.com, and they've got all their moonshines on sale, and I've never tried them. I really want to get my hands on a couple bottles.
Master of Malt.
I wouldn't. I would suggest it.
I'll recommend some brands.
I
and
will
some
go.
flavors.
I would go with the lighter proof first, before going with the higher proof.
Well,
Sorry, I'd say go straight for the antifreeze, bruv. You've got this. You can do it.
Yeah, it turns into gasoline once you get up to like the 120.
yeah, what's
And I-
120 and up is hard to drink, dude. It's hard to drink. We have some, and we have drank it, and it is hard.
That's desperation. It kicks the party in the teeth,
It
and
does
sometimes
kick
you
party
kick
too.
people in the party in the teeth.
Yeah.
Shit teeth, it's fine.
It's all right. If you can drink 2 liters of white cider, you can take on any moonshine.
Oh god, yeah.
White cider is disgusting on so many levels.
I know that is. I really do.
Yep.
Also, I prefer the Mad Hatter cider. It's far stronger.
No, see, I like my white cider because it started off its life as petrol, and then they literally just cracked it down and added apple flavoring to it. And went,
You know what it
"Is that
was?
what-"
You know what it was? It was originally the 4-star before we banned it.
True.
That stuff was bad.
Boy, they're gonna have a problem with dog triggering. We have a lot of dogs in the house. Sorry, everybody. And they're really
How was
upset.
Sid, by the way?
He's doing okay. He'll that was just him like with the quietest bark because he can't
Project.
He can't project. He's got some medication that's helping him. But man, this weekend again was fucking terrible. So
He's got to
he's
go.
going to Auburn University. Their veterinary hospital is one of the best in the United States, if not the best. So I'm gonna have to go there and stay for the weekend. Take a day off from work, but we're gonna take him and get him.
Did you?
So now
manage
he'll run out of
to,
barks, and if he does that, just a second, I'll hold him up the camera because. Do what?
Did you manage to sort out the funding for his surgery?
Yes. Actually,
it's all
the
covered.
internet. Yeah, the internet plus what I had put aside. There's more than enough, and should be enough for his aftercare.
That's
But
awesome.
his what he's barking right now. They're upstairs barking like crazy at something. He'll come back down here and he will run out of barks. Like he can't keep enough air in his lungs.
He'll make the movement like he's barking.
So he's still like
comes out. Yeah, it's really sad.
There's a cavalier. I have a cavalier behind me that does the same thing, but he'll bark at the wall for no reason whatsoever. He'll just wake up, bark at the wall a few times, and then he'll keep on making the movement, but no sound will come out.
I'm just saying, your houses are haunted, bruv. You've got ghosts in there.
I got a deal with my golden retriever. She's like 13, 12, and she'll just bark at the door. You know, and she's always done this. There's always been people there, but the last year or so, you'll walk over there, nobody's there. You're like, well, what's going on here? What are you doing?
Fuck all of you and your live dog privileges. Yeah. Mine died the other month. You're triggering me. God damn it.
Sorry to hear that. I actually have a deal with the oldest dog here. The oldest dog here keeps the other 4 from barking and keeps them in line, and I will sneak her ham. And not one of the other dogs actually barks, and it's amazing. She goes nuts at them as well. It's brilliant.
Center, my dog, he might be dead before the end of the stream. He is he's a time bomb.
There he is.
That's
there's freaking path.
He tried to get eaten by a pit bull one time and almost succeeded.
Now he's got a cool hair lip though, dude. Scars are cool.
He's got scars and stuff all over his mouth.
Yeah,
there's a few big dogs around here, and I always see the old ladies walking their chihuahuas trying to start fights with the big dogs. It's hilarious.
Center doesn't understand his size. Center, come here.
Yeah, that's a small dog thing, man. We have 4 small dogs, and hey, Sid, come here. They were asking about you, bro.
Yeah, we trigger the Warskis.
Oh, I would have thought the title would do that.
Get your hand off the pop filter.
No. The pop filter's the dogs now.
This is mine. I'll pee on it.
Mark your territory.
Oh God, I'm just glad that I've been drunk enough to start doing that themselves.
Yes. We say hi to him. There you go.
What was the scotch you guys were drinking the other night? The Tennessee thing.
Oh, let's get that.
No, let's not. I'm not drinking anything.
All right.
I
can't
do it. Oh, I can't.
Pat today, I was like, "There's no booze in the house," and he's like, "I'm not fucking drinking." I'm like, "Well, I thought I might like to have a beer or 2 or maybe a shot." And he was like, "Well, fucking do whatever you want, but I'm not drinking." Neither one of us really remember the end of our stream. I think it went south on us a little bit.
I don't remember that we ended.
Well, I was awake up to the point where because it was like midnight when you guys were streaming, and I was watching it up to the point where you had opened your battening shirts. So, by the way, I do agree. He's a brilliant. He does great content.
So good.
Yeah, he puts a lot of effort into it, man. And that's what I like to see.
Orski live tonight, I think.
Is that tonight?
Yep.
And I loved the triggering just before then when you opened that little gift from Rational Shitlord with that hat in it.
That hat right there. That fucking
Rational Shitlord sent me a message. He goes, "Hey man, I didn't trigger you." I'm like, "Look."
I'm so glad you didn't put it on though, because that was no, don't put that on.
I can't agree with. Look, last year's Super Bowl triggered him sending a champion's hat from.
Yeah, somebody else who was in a Super Bowl at any other time in history. That is not cool, bro.
I unfortunately was raised a perpetual losing fan, i.e., Miami Dolphins. So I'll never feel like a winner.
Oh, that sucks, dude. What sucks though is like when I was a kid, they were winners. When I was a little kid, they were winners. I was old enough to be around. I was old enough to be alive, even though I couldn't understand or watch television yet. But I was alive when they went undefeated and won the Super Bowl. I existed as a person on this planet. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, your parents were probably hard pressed to have existed at that time. I get it. I could have adult children. I know that. I know who I am.
I'm truly amazed that the Royals won a World Series before the Kansas City Chiefs. We had to steal Joe Montana when I was a kid. Could not still make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the Chiefs actually had a really good defense at that time. Deron Cherry and
Derek Thomas, Neil Smith.
Derek Thomas, Neil Smith. Those, I mean, that's one of the best linemen of all time. Hold on, if I can have the camera again. Look what I did.
Smoke at it, didn't you?
Yeah. Derek Thomas was one of the greatest linebackers of all time. Neil Smith is one of the greatest linemen of all time. And Deron Cherry is one of the greatest secondary players of all time. So he was a safety, I believe. Yeah, really good kids. Really good kids, them. Let me see if I fix this camera.
I fix it.
Did you fix it? Is it fixed?
What happened to your camera just then?
I blew vape at it. Sometimes when I blow vape at it, it will just go blurry and not come back. It's just like, nah, I'm done. I don't know where to focus, so fucking focus on nothing. That's what we do. That's what we do. All right, so what were we bitching about? Let's bitch about something else.
I was bitching about that mango habanero whiskey that we tried to
Yeah, I'm going to go get that. I know it's a little spicy, but I do feel like I need a little fucking
You look like you were struggling to drink it the other night.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Since when did you read mango, habanero, and whiskey in the same sentence and went, yes, that's what I need in me?
What was that, Pat?
That sounds like something that you make a barbecue sauce out of.
It sounds, it sounds like one.
Yes.
I think that they sat there. I think they sat there and thought, okay, every other flavor of whiskey's been made. What is something that no one would put together?
Yeah, and this is our
Moose
favorite.
poop and gunpowder whiskey.
This is our favorite distillery here in they're in Tennessee, a couple hours from us. Old Smoky Moonshine, and they bought one of our other favorite distilleries, Davy Crockett, and they turned it into a whiskey distillery. And so he sent me a picture the other day of Old Smoky. What was it? Watermelon? Watermelon whiskey, and I was like,
sounds like good.
Get that, bro! Stop and pick us up a bottle of that.
Well, they were out.
They were out, and all they had left was
salted caramel.
Oh no, salted caramel! Fuck
That's
that
gross.
shit, dude. What is it?
It
Jersey?
does not.
New Jersey.
But that one did taste mango-y and habanero-y.
Oh, it does. It's like the first half a second, you're like, mango. Oh my god! I just want to fucking like dance on the beach in paradise, and then like. From that half a second up till for the next 15 minutes, you're like, oh,
I might shit my pants.
Oh.
It's one of those things. You had someone in marketing going, will anyone buy this? Another person turned and went, white people. And I went, yes, they will buy anything. Get it on the shelves.
That is true. That is true. We are nothing if we're not memes of our own race.
Yeah.
And specifically the Southeastern Caucasian. Yeah. We are caricatures of that. We're like all of that, the Southeastern United States Caucasian, all of that, and then like twist it up just a little bit. Like pour a little fucking heavy metal in there, maybe a little punk rock, and a whole lot of fucking weird liquors.
It's all right, bro. I understand. I'm from Essex. The only way I can explain Essex to anyone is think Jersey, but with a Florida twist. That's roughly what we're looking at, guys.
A lot of Cubans and old people.
I mean, there is at least an 80% chance I'm going to get done for public masturbation at some point. It's just more of a matter
Essex
of when.
Man.
He's not lying.
Essex man gets caught with his penis in the alligator jar.
I think actually, didn't some lady get arrested for just in the middle of a high street? There's a statue, and she decided to drop her trousers and start peeing on it.
No, I think that might be the World War II memorial in my hometown, and she took a shit on it.
Oh my god!
Like everything about your version of the story was less than what the reality was. Stop toning things down, Omegon.
Yeah,
I honestly couldn't remember if it was P or the other.
No, Gray's High Street, man. Gray's High Street.
I actually prefer a story about shit.
We have a local homeless guy who's a celebrity, right? His name is Tattoo John. The reason why he's a celebrity is because he's got a tattoo on his head and he drinks every day. That's it.
I'm this far away from being this man.
Yeah, like we could be him. Actually, there was it's funny how you give those people those names. What's the one in your neighborhood? You have one.
The bag lady.
The bag lady who just has a bunch of suitcases.
She has suitcases.
That she moves from corner to corner.
She has a dolly that she has stacked with all these different, like, it looks like she just left the airport, took everything she could grab off the luggage rack of the carousel, and then just wandered off into rural Atlanta and just I'm lost.
Yeah.
Where's the taxis? And she
Yeah,
just
like-
hangs around.
Is anybody can put me at Concourse C?
have a
Concourse
guy,
C. I've been here for 15 years, and I've got to get to Cleveland.
I love those
we have
people.
a guy. We have a guy in where I went to university in Norwich. There was a guy. He was a celebrity in the city. Just some old guy with a couple puppet-sized arms. One was a dog, and he played music all day long. And he'd just sit there with a microphone in his hand, trying to do karaoke, but not singing a bloody word, just mumbling it and yapping with his hand for the puppet. The puppet. I sat behind that guy on the national on a bus for 6 hours once. And he was doing the same fucking thing. It was bad. But he was actually a newspaper because it turns out for the last 20 years he's been raising money for charity doing it. It wasn't at all for himself. I didn't
Get
believe
the
that.
fuck out.
That's
No,
what,
for the
like,
last 20 years, he didn't realise he was raising money for charity.
we have the oldest strip club in Atlanta, and it's got this very
Which one's
overweight.
that? Oh,
It's
the Claremont.
It's reopening.
Holy shit.
It's in a condemned building. It's in the basement of a condemned building.
I love
It is
those.
one of a kind. One of a kind experience. If you ever come to Atlanta,
It's
please
just-
allow us to take you.
Yeah, it's just this wet basement, and the strippers are extremely old and normally completely overweight. And Blondie, very rotund black woman with a
Famous.
big blonde, famous blonde wig, and her claim to fame is she will crush beer cans with her boobies.
Yes.
That sounds
So-
awesome.
Those Pabst Blue Ribbons just crushed all over the
just
floor.
PBRs.
Best thing is, even empty beer cans, they were full.
In
we
my
had a little super
town,
chat from Nefarious Demology, poisoning the world make other cultures America and white popal because people spelled wrong.
No, it's
By the way.
Pope.
Popal.
Yeah, popal.
Popal. Faking it.
Sorry, Captain. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh, that's all right. In Topeka, we have the oldest one in Kansas. It's Sasnak, spelled backwards, Kansas.
Oh,
And in this one, it's in North Topeka, and it's the same thing. You know, sand in the
No,
bathroom for the floor.
You are completely forgetting the Westboro Baptist Church. Like,
Oh, I know.
that's
They
the-
live
those
right
are the
down the
good
street.
ones.
They
I
live
was-
right down the street. Right?
I was in Topeka. It was the first time.
Wait,
Like,
you live near Westboro Baptist?
Yeah,
I stumbled
God hates
past
tax.
it. Yeah,
That is amazing.
I stumbled right past
Say it, fellas.
a protest. It was so disturbing because there's like 7-year-old kids holding me signs, and they've
Oh,
got
they do it all
pictures.
day long.
And I was there. I was doing a show at Bullfrogs. I think that's what it was called.
Oh, bullfrogs, yeah.
Bullfrogs Live. So I'm doing shows there, and I'm just driving around, and we end up driving right past Westboro Baptist Church protest. I'm like, what the? They really do this stuff? Like, they're out of their minds.
We don't even pay attention to them here. I just I
Yeah.
wave, smile, and they like sneer at you. Urgh.
Yeah, that's perfect.
See, Cap, this
Yeah,
is where
you're
you've
the
got to
faggot
try,
God hate.
this is where you got to try triggering them, Cap. Like, you know, instead of just hurling abuse at them, just as you're driving past, just wind down your window and just shout, you know, get a job, you hippies, and just drive off. Just keep calling them
Well, they
leftists and
used
stuff.
to. I go to church, and they bring their signs to our church, and they're like, "Your sermon, your pastor's going to hell," and all this stuff. And we bring like cookies out to them and stuff.
You know what bakes evenly in hell? Cookies. Have one.
Is it wrong that I'd really like the Westboro Baptist Church to come over here sometime? I would really like to meet them.
I
Just-
swear
just-
to God, when I was going to the comic book store one day, I didn't know this at the time. I saw Shirley Phelps, who's like the leader of the church now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the next day, her father died. He was deathly ill.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize this until afterwards. I was like, holy shit. It's
Yeah.
so thick with that she'll activist until her father's even dead still.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hell's a better place. Hell's a better place.
Yeah, that's where all the hookers are.
We miss you, Phelps. Miss you. See you soon. And the part that when he writes like, holy shit, what am I doing here with all these atheists? He's going to fucking, it's going to be
Yeah.
real triggering for him.
Him showing up to the pearly gates, and God were like, I had nothing. I didn't say fags.
No, God hates bags, like
bags.
I wish people would carry their things in cases.
Yes.
Bags are so floppy and like no one likes a duffel. Get my messages right.
That bag lady though in Smyrna, Georgia, she's going to hell.
No chance for her.
No. See, it was an anti-smoking message. In Europe, they call cigarettes fags. God hates smoking.
I hate smoking.
Yeah, that didn't work for us over here because we like to smoke so much, and we invented Marlboro Winston in America, and so we had to change that right away.
Yeah, my sisters, two of them smoke, and they say fags all the time. Well, my 3-year-old niece has picked up on this and said that at school. She got sent home for a whole bloody week for that.
Yeah, you would get sent home asking for a fag if you're at school.
She got sent home
when
for
my age is 18.
Still upsetting.
When my kid was 5, he drew a picture of a penis and asked, "Do you want to be part of the penis party?" and gave it to a girl on the bus.
And that kid's name was Sophane.
Look, it works more often than not.
That's dick pics. Like before you have a cell phone.
Yeah, like all I got is this crayon and the will to bang.
I can sketch it and make it look really pretty, or I can trace it and make it look less impressive.
Because I mean, little kids love fart jokes and they love penis jokes, and I mean, it was just funny. Like the other day, I told him that Captain America eats bean burritos so he can give like 21 fart salutes. I mean, that's
look.
So you just see your kid now just chowing down on beans.
Fart jokes because our channel is made up of dick and fart jokes,
dude. That's our whole bit.
We're apparently not kid friendly.
Yeah, I'm old enough to have grandkids.
When the age restriction thing cropped up, are any of your videos actually like under that?
We have one video that's visible.
Well, that was just though when you're in restricted mode. None of them are officially age restricted. None of our videos have been age restricted.
Oh yeah, restricted mode though. There was only one video that was.
Yeah, but that's like even more harsh. Like the
I think it was a
age
drinking game was the one that they could see.
Yeah, but the thing is,
right?
I think it could have been that one or no. Maybe
I used that video in my videos because every time someone says literally, I'm like, I'm just gonna use you guys.
I've seen that.
Every single time.
Having a shirt just says literally drink.
Yeah. Oh, you should. I want that shirt.
Yeah.
I still want you to buy the I still want was it Pat to buy that Riley Dennis shirt about there being more than 2 genders.
I think now I have to.
Yeah, well, you do because, like, all right, look, we put out a video right before VidCon, which we surprised everybody by doing a collab with Christy Winters and Jenny McDermott.
That was so good, though.
That was a great video.
That was so funny.
Oh, thank you. And so we surprised everybody, and the thing is, we picked up a lot of subscribers from their side. Then the very next video we do.
Look, if you know anything about us, we'll spike that football on both sides of the goal line. We don't really care. And it was like that video got a lot of feminists and SJWs to like acknowledge us and come over and subscribe. And then we put up the Riley Dennis. We enjoyed that for a month.
Yeah, we just for 10 minutes we just misgender Riley Dennis, and then you feel up her tits. Stop it. Fill up her tits. Tell her she's going to make 30% left, and then unfortunately, comically, you rape her.
Did you say comically raped? I didn't.
That's actually the best kind of rape.
Surprise rape.
Yes. We don't have to yell surprise.
By the way,
it's always a surprise.
Yeah, you don't have to shout surprise before you rape.
You've done videos with other people or other people like Social Repose and stuff, and he's commented on your video. Has Riley Dennis commented on your video at all?
No, yet. Surprisingly, been fairly silent about it. And it felt like we were doing her a favor. Like you won't talk about your story. You don't want people to understand. So we'll just fill it in. We'll make up one that's going to be awesome.
A good story.
Yes.
And are you going to disagree with us?
No, you're a fucking secret test pilot who drops bombs on Afghanistan. That's as cool as it gets, bro.
Yeah. We give you a great story.
Yeah, and then nothing. Just
it's probably not true, but it's our guess.
It's as better than what the real story is. I'm pretty sure that. The thing is, like somebody left in their comments said, "Oh man, I'm pretty upset because Riley Dennis probably has a larger penis than me." I'm like, that is probably true, and probably eventually going to cut that thing off and like throw it on one of those metal rolly tables by a surgeon's thing, and the surgeon's going to be like, "Oh, that was a fucking waste." Look at that! Look at that thing!
Look at that wiener!
Toss that thing away. That's a shame. Oh well.
You just confirmed
Here you go,
Riley
ladies.
Dennis penis symbol.
God.
Just throw this in the trash.
Just toss it out. It's no good to anyone.
Kobe.
Wow. I like that thing's just there for you.
It's there for all of us.
I'll
It's
be
double-sided.
there for you.
Sorry,
Just
I
have a
didn't
whole
realize
trunk of visual gags.
Yeah. Visual gags. That's a double entendre.
I love good.
You don't
double
get those
entendre.
much, dude.
You need to speak to more Brits. Jesus Christ, I think 90% of everything we say is a double meaning to it. And it's sexual.
It's always sexual, always.
I love it.
This is
Hey,
why-
look, I'm going to get the mango habanero
That's a
whiskey.
bad
I just
idea.
want a little
That's
bit
why-
on my belly. You got this.
Maybe you should just have one of the dogs
So
take
speaking
this
of
place for a
alcohol, I
while.
could have robbed a bottle of Prosecco today from work, but the doors were locked. And so I feel left out. Because some just dickhead decided that leaving alcohol unopened in a public fridge with me around was a great idea.
Well, you have to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How would they
I've already
ever
nicked fucking
learn?
lager from there, so
They did that. One of my they did that every time they did meetings at the university. They would put all this alcohol out, but it would all be gone before everyone had left the lecture to then get a drink because they'd left the doors open to the students who were like, "Hello."
oh yeah. Yeah, staff are way too polite. They're like, no, we're not gonna drink that because we're at work and we can't drink at work. And so then the students are like, yeah, free alcohol. They get taken up.
Yeah.
And I've
When
obviously
I,
been there for free
my first
alcohol
week,
as well.
I did that. We did like a little gathering for my first year, and they just got loads of 4-packs of Grolsch. And I told my housemates, they all just nipped in and grabbed a 4-pack each and went up to their lectures. It's what you do. By the way, I should just invite you over here because I got this massive bottle of rum here that needs to be
Yes, you should invite me around to drink your alcohol. I will
have
not
quite a
turn that
lot,
down.
and I don't drink anywhere near enough on my own.
And I will play with your drone and attack your dogs.
I have 2 drones.
Well, that's what's
Then we
going
can
on.
both
Like,
attack your dogs.
my girl
also-
works for. She works for alcohol company, a supplier. So we get so much booze.
Patreon dollar.
Man.
Yep. Thanks, Patreon. I used to buy one of those like regular non-disposable bottle openers.
Those are for the
That was not a waste of money.
Those are old, aren't they?
Yeah,
I just
fine.
back.
See, I don't think we can do that with our new notes. Ours are like part plastic or animal fat, and they're really hard to grip onto.
Don't want
Bottom
one.
up
Don't
there.
want a little one.
Nope.
You smell it? You want to
Nope.
smell it?
I'll wait until Jeff Holiday comes down. I might drink when Jeff gets here.
I'm pretty sure George Washington did the same thing.
When's Jeff coming over?
He's thinking about getting over here on the 19th of next month.
Yeah.
So if he comes in,
It's
Is that what it
19.
does to you?
and
I would say this is lesson learned, but we both know he's going to do another.
yeah, look, is it raping your insides?
It's getting better.
Comically.
It's getting
Comically raping your insides. Surprise, rape. Yeah, he's supposed to be coming over. He's talked about. He wanted to come earlier, I think, but then the best weekend because my girl's going on her bachelorette weekend.
He's going to come like next weekend, right?
Yeah, he was going to come. I was like, look, we got our fantasy draft. We got a lot of things to do.
That sounds really exotic.
It's super exotic. But I think
You just said
he's
come too
coming
many
down.
times.
But I don't know. I'll probably drink that weekend.
You're really gonna take a couple weeks off, dude. Like, just like we burned it out of you. Look, I saw that it was several hours of recovery after the live stream, and I'm live tweeting and starting
so
Twitter
bad.
wars with
God.
random people, and like I woke up the next morning, my Twitter's a fucking mess.
I tried to pull
known
rib on the drunkenness and try to just get it out of me. Too late. It was there.
No, it was in me, and I don't remember it stopping, except that I did the math. We started at 6:30, and it was 2 hours and 9 minutes, and then all of a sudden it was after 10 p.m. And I'm
After
like,
2 p.m.
I'm like, what? Are you okay? And you're just on the sink, and you're like, "Brr, brr," and like you're on the speakerphone, and his girlfriend just yelling at him.
me.
It's like, you knew you had to come home. You knew I was going out of town. You said you would be home. So he's like, what do you want me to do?
I was like, well, I can't. I'm doing it.
I can't do it. It's already in my belly. I've been getting it out for an hour and a half.
Got the cobra venom in me. Sorry, coursing through my veins.
I wish I'd known about the Twitter wars. I would have then sent a message to SoFane simply saying female Thor is shit and just left it.
And I got off about how you partisan hacks are ruining America, and like, because man, I really did. Like, you were not allowed to show any opinion on Twitter that night. Like, if you were like right wing, I was like, you partisan hack, you're ruining the goddamn country with you and your fucking faggotness. And again, don't be left wing, because I'm like, you know what? You're embarrassing my own side. I'm fucking sick of you people. Get off my side. Go there with a partisan hacks, you faggot.
And I got kicked off Twitter for saying big gay retard.
Oh, really?
I know.
Really? I mean,
Big
luckily
gay retard.
that's my at sign. So it's
Somebody came at me and was like, they was coming at me like a grandmother or something, like, you should be respectful. And I go, the big gay retard doesn't know how to block. And that guy can be
Honestly, if Big Gay Retard is SoFane's handle, then Big Gay Retard's Big Gay Lover is Fat Pats.
Bigger, gayer lover.
it's hard to
More
type.
retarded.
It takes up a lot of room.
Yeah,
on
but what got you in trouble? Was it the gay part or the retard part or just the combination?
I think it was the multiple
Sounds like
combination.
Yeah, the fat shaming.
Policing, doesn't it?
The
It sounds like
homophobia.
Facebook policing where you take back at you kicked off, don't you?
I just love the way that we can sit there and say all sorts of just nasty, horrendous things at one another. But something so simple as big gay retard, that's it. That's the trigger.
Yeah, too far, bro.
That's when you end
Too
up on a
fucking
list.
far.
You've got to
Sit
know
there
when to
and say,
stop. Okay?
whoa.
Somebody said they were
There's
going
a
to curb
line?
stop me, and Twitter was like, oh, that's all good. All good.
Yeah, curbs need stomping.
Big gay retard, that's the line.
Everybody loves
Big Gay
American
Retard
History
compound.
X.
It's a good movie.
Amazing. Has the Big Gay Retard come down from his big gay tantrum yet?
Yeah, I don't know if you're allowed to be on there. You fat shaming, homophobic, ableist. Just one more.
Yeah.
Making me thirsty.
Just one more.
String goes silent, says
You're
he
gonna do
pulls it
another.
because we're just waiting for the face of pain.
I had like a day and a half of recovery I had to do after that.
It was
stream.
tough. It was tough. But I have
You
cake.
know, it wouldn't be what comes down. It would be what comes out that burns my eyes.
It came out in every hole I had, man. It was burning. I puked out everything but lungs and butthole, and the butthole started burning the next morning. Just
Yeah, look, Monday was a little tough for me to get it going, but half a tiramisu last night, and I'm feeling good, man. I feel like it
Yummy.
soaked it all up, bro.
See, I don't think the last time I ever got like that was at a friend's stag do. And his soon-to-be missus told him he had to finish this liter of Jack Daniels. I fucking hate the Jack Daniels.
Oh god.
Oh,
But
I love the Jack
I love
Daniels.
Jack
Yeah,
Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
after this night, I no longer like Jack Daniels because between myself and my friend, just one of us, we just sat there and just drank the whole bottle neat.
That'll
and I
happen.
fucking just not.
This
It
is-
doesn't go down well.
This is the
you'll
worst.
ruin yourself.
This is the worst here. So my buddy went to sleep, and we had a bottle of Jim Beam. We were drinking that. It was all gone.
Jimmy,
it was all gone.
Look at this Christmas.
We were playing Madden. I look over, and he falls asleep, and I see a cup with a little bit of brown liquid in the bottom, and I think it's a shot. I take it, and I down it. It goes right down my throat. And I realize it was dip spit.
Yeah,
that's a very real, especially in the South.
That can't happen, and that ends it. By the way, that's over. That ends it. That ends all the drinking. Or
just to answer the chat, I'm not necessarily a lightweight. It's just been a while since I've been drunk. Last time I got properly drunk, I high-fived all the pizzas in an all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut buffet thing, and I burnt my hands so fucking much. But in my mind, I honestly believed that I was doing them a service.
I've been drinking.
I love that story. I love that story. See you next week, CC's Pizza.
I love the macaroni and cheese pizza.
We've been stacking.
Freeze up with you degenerates, right? I go out on a Friday night, smoke loads of weed, do a load of cocaine, and then just go home and sleep. You know, no need to party. I got some coke and fucking Kong Skull Island. I'm well happy.
Yeah, that's the move.
Don't get me wrong.
Sobriety,
don't get me wrong.
The sobriety powers of cocaine is always understated.
That is what, look, I call it drive home safe powder. And I always make sure to have a heaping helping in a tiny Ziploc bag in my pocket. And if I get too drunk, the cocaine just backs it back off. It's like,
right that ship.
I'm back in, baby. $5 shots. $5 shots. Just keep the party going.
Oh dear,
we've been stacking. It was kind of a bender this last weekend though, and I was like, man, this is a lot of drinking.
Yeah. We went out dressed as pirates and went out on the lake, and I wrecked 2 cars into each other, and then I wrecked 2 boats into each other.
Is this the sunburn that Pat?
Yeah.
Do you still have it, dude? Do you still have it? It's a fucking American ass sunburn. Look at that shit.
America. That is amazing.
America. Yep. Like a big ass eagle burned onto your chest. Well,
at least this one you can tell what it is.
Did you get burnt on your chest? I don't understand.
Well, I was dressed like a pirate, so I went and got this giant temporary tattoo. And the only one I could find was this giant eagle. And I was like, I'll just put a giant eagle on my chest. Woo!
That's like attacking your nipple.
Yeah, it looked like it was my nipple. And so I got the giant eagle because last year it was a big mermaid with an anchor.
Yeah, you couldn't tell what that was. It was just a mess.
Yeah, it's just this weird mesh of weird stuff. But this one, you can just totally tell there's an eagle on that guy's chest.
No, freedom, dude.
God.
America.
Freedom. So we did that all day Saturday. This Sunday, we finished editing our rape video, our pro rape video. Sorry.
Surprise rape.
Surprise rape.
Yeah,
yes.
pro comical rape. That video.
If you can't laugh at a comical rape, then you can't laugh at anything.
What is going on? Sense of humor, people.
The other side of it was like, because at the time, I'm just jumping on my cousin. I'm just diving on top of him like, which opens up a whole other doorways.
Yeah, it was more than just rape.
And
it was like
your cousin's nipples.
He added a little bit of, tweaking your cousin's nipple. Yeah, there's a little bit of, what do they call that here in this part of the country? Incest. That's right.
Oh, God.
At least I know what you guys are going to do for comic relief next year. You know, you got it all ready.
Just gonna finger him under the bleachers on Friday night.
Go home. Go my favorite sports team.
I'll just tell him I'm the captain of the basketball team. Yeah. I'll call you a promise.
We're gonna go to prom together this time. He mean it because he had 2 fingers in me.
That means love.
You don't get that many knuckles in there if you don't care about a person.
You don't get a 3-knuckle shuffle for nothing. I'm starting to see where the problem is now.
All right, maybe it's us. Maybe. All right, we understand, unsubscribers.
I get it.
We see where you went. We see why you keep leaving every time we upload a video. We get it.
Oh, don't no. We all lose subs when we upload. It's okay. It's not just you guys, but yes, for you it's special.
60?
60? I thought it was 30.
We came back. We fought our way back.
Oh, did we? I wasn't paying attention.
And we're down now. We lost over 2 days. It was about 45 is what the total, because we were gaining them, but then they were like leaving faster than we could get new ones. Like some people were like, "Holy shit!"
From the collab, weren't they? They're probably the ones that from the that subbed after the Christie.
That's what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. They're like, "Whoa, Jenny McDermott didn't tell us this was going to happen."
How dare she?
Did they turn that jet pilot into a woman and then rape it, cut its pay, and rape it?
It was fair.
Man, I go on vacation and I miss everything.
Hey gents, I'm gonna dip out because it's ticked past midnight and I'm starting to wilt a bit. So
Okay, it was great talking to you, mate.
High energy, so I'm gonna dip. All right, have a good one.
Hey, look,
for the stream.
I started following you today.
Yeah.
I started following you today, man. So
Yeah,
let's
the first sort of
nerd
Twitter
stuff
exchange we
about
had was a half argument.
It's just a half, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that other guy was the one that was wrong. There was 3 people in it.
Oh, yeah. It's
You're
never good when
fine.
something involves 3 people. I've come to learn that one for experience. Right, anyway, I'm off. Peace.
Night, mate.
All right, man.
Oh dear, Twitter arguments. I've been watching too many videos of people making videos. Oh, sorry, I'm watching too many videos on Twitter related drama. I just don't understand.
It's
Yeah,
bad
Twitter's
because
like-
it's too lazy of content. You can do it all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't
The-
count. I don't think you can
Yeah,
make a
the most-
video out of a Twitter conversation.
It's the most recent thing with the whole banning some nobody. It denies all their free speech. Well, someone's trying to sue Donald Trump for that, for blocking people. So I don't know whether it is. It's not really a free speech argument. It's just Twitter. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but like we'll say this: if you watch his again, this outrage marketing thing is something I've been studying lately for work, and especially because it's kind of a thing I've done for years. That was how I
That's why you're
got my MySpace fame.
you're the most likable guy.
Yes. You just outrage people, and then like people who already know you and kind of know they feel like they're in on the joke.
Yeah.
Then they like will defend you from all these new people that you're just running around outraging.
Like I've known him for 11 years now,
That's about right.
and you can really grow a hate for somebody in 11 years.
Marriage has been really challenging for you both, hasn't it?
Look, it's easy for me. I don't have many people that like me. So if you'll just like hang around and play video games with me, you're my best friend.
Hey.
I think that's very interesting because I think most of the people that I really like, T.O. used to be one of my favorite football players because everyone hated him.
Outrage marketing. He was like one of the
Will you stop
innovators of it.
Doing that to the camera. You keep blowing this one right at it. The camera freaks the fuck out.
Will you let him finish his point? Because he was dead on about T.O. That's why people love T.O. They were wrong when they said it was as good, it was better than Jerry Rice. But anyway, we've forgiven, and we all know that the truth is out now. But go ahead.
Everyone likes the heel.
Yeah.
There is something to it. Now, the problem with YouTube is it's been a harder climb. Dressing like I dress and sitting beside, well, I won't name any names. The people
Spencer.
I sit beside. But the thing is, like, we have a harder time because people will look at you and judge you real quick.
Pretty annoying and loud.
Yeah,
Super American.
an avatar gets judged a little less.
Because you need the content needs to be there.
Yeah, then it's all about, like, when you're an avatar, it's like it's all about your content,
Also,
what
we're
you're
doing a lot-
saying and your message.
We do so much satire that people, I don't think they can stomach 10 minutes of that crap.
No, it's too many fucking things inside of assholes. That's the problem. They're like, what, man, was that I don't know, am I part of that joke or I'm not? But the thing is, you've got to like make people think that they're a part of the joke. T.O., the people who love T.O. felt like they understood T.O. when he pulled a cell phone out of the end zone padding to make a call about how awesome he was. Those people were high-fiving. They felt like they got it, while everybody else is like, look at this arrogant son of a bitch. Who does he think he is? And he's no Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was a nice boy.
Maybe get
like
Armored Skeptic's just not doing it right. Is that what you're trying to say? His arrogance just doesn't come across
well,
right.
the thing is, like, I think it is. I think people are attracted to it. Like, you look at his social blade. He's not losing numbers because all of a sudden half the community is super critical of him. You know, those numbers aren't going anywhere. It's because he's not like, you know, Logic, you know, spent 2 hours saying, "Hey, you're wrong about Canadian law."
Yeah.
Okay. First of all,
Raymond's also now just corrected skeptic on postmodernism.
Oh,
who did that?
I didn't see it, but yeah, I watched part of the postmodern skeptics postmodern. I was fading in and out of that one though.
Yeah, I'll
be honest, it's a very dull subject, especially if I had to read the postmodern condition by Jean-Francois Lyotard. It's boring as fuck, so I immediately dropped it and went, nah, fuck.
You see how you just shoved a bunch of French words in front of us to impress us?
No, it's not. It's just the guy's name. I promise. Honestly, it was so boring. So, like, if anyone else what postmodernism is, I'm just gonna say fuck off.
Croissant, beignet, and leotard. Love it.
I think it's Lyotard, but it's spelled Lyotard. I don't know if the D is silent or not.
Oh.
Gerard Depardieu. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's deep and fat.
Do you like Gerard Depardieu because you managed to get Jeff to say Cummings?
Yes, that's how you win life.
I didn't do it right, but I got him to say it.
So did you release that video, Omegon?
Which video?
And I missed it on postmodernism. Did you do that?
It was basically it was something Shives was talking about. Prince an article with it, and I had to go and look at the article and then look at this postmodern crap to understand what he was talking about. But he held it, and it was such a stupid 20-second point. No, why am I doing this? Why? And I was like, okay, well, then I looked up and realized that people criticize this philosopher anyway, and I'm like, well, fuck it, no, piss off, I'm not doing this. Fucking boring.
Waving it off. Yeah, that's the same thing. We did the same thing with our Jake Paul video. It's the same thing as you're doing with your philosophers.
My best friend, he did a degree in history, and so for his degree when he graduated, I got him a mug that said "History is a fake degree." I gave him the same mug, but with "History is a fake master's degree." When he did his PhD, though, I got him "You have a fake PhD. Philosophy does not count as one. You've thought for 5 years and paid 50 grand for jack shit. Now change tires in Halfords. Congratulations." On a mug,
doctor. Yeah. Doctor, come on.
Yeah,
show some respect, guy.
He absolutely he thinks it's brilliant. He thinks it's funny. But when I told people that on Twitter, no, I got a fuckload of abuse because I did a hard science and they like to ponder. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit over here and think.
You know what's hilarious though is you did a hard science and then started a YouTube channel where you ponder.
It's really hard.
Solid. Yeah. Real hard.
That's okay, everybody. I did a semester and a half of junior college, and I have one class that I was crushing, dude. I'm crushing this class. And ironically, it's a history class because I fucking love history. And man, all I had to do was just show up for the test and like fill in some fucking dots, dude. That was it, the final exam. But instead, I blew it off to go to the theater to watch Young Einstein starring
Weird Al Yankovic.
No, not Weird Al Yankovic. Yahoo Serious.
Yahoo Serious. Amazing. That film was brilliant.
Sorry, stupid name, whatever. Yes,
because I thought Yahoo Serious was like I wanted to be Yahoo Serious, and you could actually see it if you pay attention to me a little bit.
What's that other movie? Did Dangerous Kelly or
nobody gave a shit about that dude? He did one movie, and it was fucking Young Einstein, and everything after that was garbage. He like lost his edge. He tried to be silly. Don't be silly. Be fucking like cool. Yahoo.
That's that with the kitten pie.
Yeah,
that's where I learned how to make kitten pie. Yep.
But yeah, so that was the end of my college, and my parents were like, "We're not paying you so you can fucking like fuck off the goddamn final exam and go watch Yahoo Serious. Are you fucking serious?" Like, it was the best $4.50 I ever spent because movies were a lot cheaper back then. I'm old.
I used to like it when movie theaters would give me a military discount, but they don't anymore.
bastard.
No, look, they say thank you for your service, bro. How much do you want? I got a ribbon on my fucking car, dude. Seriously, how much do you want?
I want cheaper movie tickets.
I'm telling you how much I want.
I spent a lot of time overseas, man. I deserve discounts too.
Oh, please. We have a veteran. We have a veteran in here who would love to talk about your military experience.
He understands.
Did you do any foreign service while you're in the military? Can you tell us that?
I was in the Navy.
So it was all foreign.
It was like off the coast of Korea. I was in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, a little late for the party.
I can't fix any of this. Give me some glue, and I don't know.
They're not even trying to raise these boats anymore.
There's a building on top of that one.
There's a building on top of the boat. Which, by the way, Oahu is a beautiful fucking place, and I'm super.
Oh my god!
Better.
We used to just rent camping gear and just go sit on the beach and drink cases of beer.
Fuck yes, dude. I mean, well, I would want to do that, but I like to surf at Pipeline around on the North Shore.
That's a crazy beach.
I was in combat zones. This guy.
All right, so everybody sit back. Look, I was in Hawaii. You were in Hawaii for some military reasons, so we did our service. But it's easy to fit yourself in with the other military guys if you think about it. Now, Pat, I'm gonna go over there and let the dogs pee, but I want you to tell them about your military service, your time in the war zone.
I
set you up. I didn't mock you at all.
So I had a 20-hour flight into Kuwait, United. I know, horrible. It was just horrible. As soon as I land in Kuwait, it's like it's hotter than blazes. The Suburbans were there, but I had to carry my own bag. And then they drove me straight out to Arifjan. And then I had to get on Blackhawks, and I got a bad case of chopper ass, and I had to visit all these camps. It was so hot. It was so hot. And like I'd have to jump out of a Blackhawk, and I had my rolly bag, but they didn't have like a blacktop. It was just like gravel, and my rolly bag would bounce around. And I needed help because it was heavy. And the wheels of the rolly bag, subpar. But like, man, I did my time up there. It was about probably like a week and a half, and it was horrible. Just horrible.
I got to fly in a Blackhawk last week. It's pretty fun.
I didn't. I will say that there was a funny story with the Blackhawks. I was over there with doing a USO tour, and I'm going from like fob to fob and doing these dick jokes in the sand pit, and then I would jump back on the helicopter. Well, the pilots over there, they don't get any entertainment. Every 3 months, maybe someone stops by to entertain them. But the pilot says, hey, when we take off or when we come to land, where were we? Father Apache. We're landing at this forward operating base on the edge of the Iran border. And that's what they tell us. It's on the edge of the Iran border. It's like, look, so we're going to land. As soon as we land, take out perpendicular straight, 9 degrees away from the shutoff. Stay low. And then we're going to immediately leave because we can't stay sitting here too long because that's when they're going to bomb us because we're a target at that point. So we're going to take back off, refuel at another base, and we'll come back. When you hear the chopper blades, go back out to the landing zone, and we'll pick you back up and go. We can't sit for too long. I'm like, perfect. Gotcha. Where's my rolly bag? I got it. I'm going to tuck and roll out of this helicopter, doing my duty. And I run over, tell some jokes. The chopper starts coming back. We jump in. And one thing that they tell us is that, look, if you look out the right side of the chopper, you will see the Iran border. And there might be some people looking at us. They might point weapons at us, but don't worry. They don't really know what they're doing. And we're out of range, so just don't worry about it. And I'm like, what? Okay, fine. We get up about 100 yards, and all of a sudden, I see this white ball of light shoot past the cab. Apparently, on the side of Blackhawk, they have these little flare guns that they can shoot off, like mark areas and stuff. I didn't know that. Never seen that shit before. So all of a sudden, we get just off the ground. He does a weird maneuver and shoots off this white ball of flare, shooting all past the cab. I'm just peeing myself, and I'm just screaming, and they are laughing their asses off in the front of the place, the front of the chopper, just because they're like, look at the guy with the rolling bag. He's crying and holding his friend. Anyway, I saw some shit.
I was in the shit, bro.
I'm deep in the shit.
You know, I didn't have to be on the story. I liked the way you started off with the United flight. I was like, oh, he's going to tell the right version of it. The one that really explains his experience and his weird PTSD.
They had to move me out of my barracks and put me in the Swiss hotel down in Kuwait City. It's attached to a mall.
Because you bitched so much?
No, they were full of. That's when I had to get rerouted back to Kuwait because I wasn't supposed to be in Iraq at the time.
That's amazing.
They didn't tell the Kuwait government we were leaving.
This stupid monkey doesn't have fucking clearance for that.
Yeah, and so I ended up having to stay in Kuwait. I will say that the Pizza Hut over there in Kuwait, it's like a nice Italian restaurant. It's like came with glass bowl. I got shrimp fettuccine Alfredo and stuff.
Really?
It's good.
How could we get this
Shit
over here?
I don't know. The Pizza
I
Hut
can't
over there.
even eat that garbage here.
Kuwait, huh? That's so nice.
Yeah, Kuwait's nice. I mean, if they clean
You're welcome. Thank you, George Bush Sr.
Yeah, thanks for sending me over there for no real fucking reason.
Oh, the USO.
So
what
hot.
a silly bunch of people.
So hot.
I like the USO. We get all the great people to come see us on the ship.
Yeah,
Get the dirty jobs guy.
Really torturing yourself with that drink again.
The dirty jobs guy, Mike
Mike
Rowe.
Mike Rowe. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a really awesome guy.
There.
Gary Sinise came and we were forced to wear uniforms and go watch him play.
Play.
Well, he plays the instrument.
He plays.
Yeah.
He has a Lieutenant Dan.
Nobody wants to see Gary City. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
the Lieutenant Dan band.
band,
You're right.
yeah.
Oh, but man, I would want to go see that. Just
Yeah, but
just to
I want-
say
We
that.
had
We're in port in San Diego, and it's like going to San Diego or watch
Oh.
Lieutenant Dan band.
It's different. Like they flew him all the way to San
I
Diego
will say
to help pipe up,
We
get
found-
the troops in a good mood.
they had
What the fuck?
they had a bunch of like Cowboys cheerleaders come over there to visit with the troops. No one showed up for the Cowboys cheerleaders, but when Chuck Norris showed up, packed. They couldn't get people away from it. It's like, oh look, all these hot chicks in skimpy uniforms. Nah, I'm over it. Can't do nothing.
Yeah, so I can't fuck him.
Yeah, I can really fuck me. I might be able to finger Chuck Norris though. He's kind of old.
Yeah, like,
That Texas Ranger. Dang, he's hot.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
His
I-
finest role. We all know it.
That TV show has been cropping up on British television recently, that Texas Ranger shit. And I'm watching it.
Texas Ranger.
I started watching it and I'm like,
Why?
what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Because they don't want to spend money.
It's
Fucking.
so,
It's
it's
The
so
worst.
awesome.
It's
Let me
the
tell you
fight
about
scenes are the
British
most
TV.
embarrassing.
British TV is
It's-
fucking terrible. Now, granted, I haven't been there in like 15 years. But I spent 3 weeks in a little town called Red Hill, north
Hey,
of
that's where I grew up.
London.
Huh.
You're kidding.
No, I grew up around Red
Oh,
Hill.
weird.
That's where I grew up.
Oh, really? Well, I stayed like I stayed at this place, this house that was built in like the 1300s or something, and for midgets. And
Oh yeah,
I did,
yeah. No one can get through those doors, man. Even I couldn't when I was a kid.
fucking excited that I was going to have this such an authentic experience and everything. And I had 3 fucking weeks just, and I would take the train, get that day pass. At the time, you get the train, you get this pass. It was like £7 at the time. And you could just ride all the trains, take all the buses, do like anything you wanted. Like it was such a good fucking deal. So I was all over the fucking place. Even though it's about a 45-minute train ride, maybe an hour into London.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not quite that long. I don't remember time. It was 15 years ago. So when I would stay at the house, because I saw sun for exactly 14 minutes on my way to the airport to go home. But so the weather was kind of bad, but I watched a lot of TV, and Sky was
show
like
you
a
watched?
news service. Sky was like a news service. They were advertising it everywhere. And unfortunately, the place I had didn't have it. So it's got
BBC.
Yeah, BBC One. I think it was like 1 through 5, something like that, maybe.
BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, and Channel 5 back then. That was it.
So it's like
Okay.
it's like ESPN. They got like multiple.
Yes.
I'm really happy.
It
excited
was-
that you were in an area I grew up in. That's amazing. I used to cycle through it all the time to go home.
I love Red Hill. And
The
matter of
markets were
fact,
great back
today I made the desktop on my TV screen in my office, that big TV screen I don't use, but I just cycled through pictures that I
Because
took.
you're not helping the whole Patreon thing. You're just throwing money around like, I'm a giant TV in my office. I don't even use it.
I don't buy that. I don't buy all my office shit. Like the company buys that. Damn it. And but I'll use that TV. So I just put a bunch of pictures from my last trip to London there because I went and saw that that castle. It was a short drive from Hill, not too long. But what was that one? It's almost fully intact, and it was so fucking cool sitting in this. The thing is, I spent my whole time. I grew up here in the United States. I've never seen, like, when we go to a fort, and it was like, this fort was built in the 1700s. Like, you get, oh my God, and you're awash in the sands of time, thinking about the half
the
dozen
house
generations.
I live in is older than those forts.
Oh,
I know.
I
It's
know.
hilarious.
Look, when I was in that house, like, I peeled back some of the wall. Ah, fuck.
What?
I did. Like, and it was apparently a real bad thing. But there's inside the wall. Inside the wall was like this horsehair mesh that they had woven. Somebody had woven like centuries before the United States was discovered. They built this fucking house. What the fucking fuck, dude? When I stepped into Westminster Abbey, there's this stone as you go in the main door that's worn down, a piece of granite that's worn down from people just stepping across it because it was built in, oh no, it was a long time ago. Yeah, like in the 1000s. Like I remember standing on it till somebody behind me said, "Excuse me, sir." And you step in. I'm like, "Will you fucking stop it? I'm standing somewhere.
I'm having a moment."
Yeah, where
busy
people
being a
walked
tourist.
1,000 years ago. Like, this is none of that shit where I grew up, dude.
Our old shit, it's still new shit.
You're
to
like,
you.
this was built for the Civil War. You're like, holy fuck!
That's the oldest
When
thing.
Black people were still slaves.
When you were in Red Hill, did you actually go and see anything locally?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went all down around Red Hill, you know, because I went and ate at the pubs. Yeah, well, I learned some things. I learned some things from the pubs, and that was, I'm not a big fan of black pudding. Is not chocolate pudding.
No,
just a pro tip, tribal tip from Sophane.
That's not a pub delicacy. That's more of a breakfast thing. Yeah, no, we don't. No one should eat that.
No, it wasn't chocolate pudding at all. No. I got it as a dessert after my bangers and mash.
You fucking idiot.
It's horrible. You take your tiny spoon and you're gonna have a nice coffee.
I mean, having
Mate, that's blood. That's all it is.
Yep. Apparently that's correct. Apparently, oh, I see. You're from there. Oh, check it out. Thanks for writing a travel book and send it to me.
All my knowledge.
I wouldn't have read it. I thought I knew what I was doing. They speak English, right?
All my knowledge is I learned from Blackadder. So that I connect. I'm like, oh, it's just. That's why we did the last video. We did the cunning plan.
The cunning plan. That was a Blackadder throwback.
Yeah, it was a reference to Baldric.
Yeah, the ones we did with the SJWs. That's what that was. Only one person like commented. Was that a Baldric reference?
I was like,
I actually didn't notice. I wasn't clearly not paying enough attention. But Blackadder is amazing.
But the thing is, we need to go to England. First of all, we have a lot of YouTube friends there.
You should. It'd be great to meet up.
Well, we go up Manchester to go meet up with Roy and Lacey.
Do you understand anything about the geography of England? You got to make some decisions. It's not like it's slightly bigger than Illinois.
But Charming Man is over there, and
it's slightly bigger. No,
Yeah, small issue, right? I'm in the opposite end of the country. It's not easy for me
we're
to
not
get
going to
to.
see you, and you could be standing right next to me. I'm not going to know it's you.
Yeah, that is true.
That
We will
is
know Roy
true.
a
I just
mile
That is true.
away. Beard. You guys go
I'll just
too
be the
far, dude.
tosser
You
in
go
the. I would actually genuinely be the tosser next to you in the Cookie Monster onesie.
Like that part is real. That part of the character, that's legit.
Yeah, actually,
you
that
will
was
recognize me.
the artist that drew my avatar. She's seen me. She knows me in real life, and she saw me wearing that over Christmas, and then just drew it on my avatar and gave it to me as a gift.
I love it.
I love it. And but I'll tell you, I fucking love the UK. And man, we should go. It's my favorite place that I've ever fucking traveled. Everybody was so cool because back then it was the early 2000s, and I would go out to bars and shit, and people would be asking me questions about guns and shit, and like yep, like it's the old west. I just get up in the morning and head on over to the saloon and maybe have to shoot some fucking Republican down where he stands. But it was fucking cool, and everybody was really fucking nice, and I learned a lot of things aren't really true what we think of English people. Like their teeth aren't all bad, but the thing is, they're not as bad as you think. But the thing is, you don't see them much.
But what about
like they
Thunderfoot?
do not show their teeth. They're just like
I can
Thunderfoot's teeth are
confirm this
delicious.
part. I can confirm that
Thunderfoot.
we don't show our teeth much unless they've been
They do
worked on
not.
quite a lot.
And I was smiling at everybody. I was just happy to be there, and I remember.
That's how they know you're
and
American.
let me tell you how happy I was to get to.
That's how we knew
Victoria
you were a
Station.
tourist.
Yeah.
Oh.
No one's happy to be here.
You know our weather. We are miserable
let's say
by
that.
nature.
We complain about Seattle. Like,
The
oh,
weather
it's-
was terrible.
It's rainy.
I know, but Seattle looks
I'll tell
like
you
is a fucking tropical paradise compared to fucking England.
You want some terrible weather? Come to Kansas. It's like 30 degrees below in the wintertime, 98 degrees right now with 180 like humidity.
And every once in a while, a Category 4 tornado
I
just
spent-
rolls through it, turns all the fucking trailer parks upside
I
down.
spent my first 2 years of touring all in flyover country. So I spent a lot of time in Kansas.
Yeah,
Nebraska, all
don't
that
talk
shit.
to him about that. He knows those. He
And
knows all
Driving
those places.
through like the snow drifts and crap through there, it's horrible. It's horrible. They have like I was driving through one time. Calm down, suck it down, baby.
King of beers.
Here, I'm gonna hold back your head while you do it. Yep, there we go.
Don't push me on it. It doesn't make me want to do it more.
Yeah, dude. They had these big snowdrift blocker things that would on the side of the road. I couldn't for the longest time I couldn't figure out it's giant fence look things. And apparently it's just to break up the snow when it starts coming across the road to keep it from piling. So it piles up over there by the fence and not on the road. So
That's
the road
smart.
sits up. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's smart. That's for the
Driving-
people who invented flying houses.
Driving a Camry through Kansas, just doing donuts down the road.
Oh, Camry. I gotta focus. It's like
Ford
2 feet of snow driving with your butthole pokered.
I was in where was I? I'm trying to think. Now I can't remember all the damn names. I just remember how boring Kansas was that their capital city moved to the
Oh,
next
it's
state
the
over.
worst.
Well, look, dude. We should go to this England thing because it's a direct flight right out of fucking here. We get on in Hartsfield. Next thing you do, you're landing there. I think that my pilot friend, which is why I used to travel there, I think he may not be anymore.
We've got a big hub here, don't we, that could fly us there?
Yeah, no, I flew on British Airways, and as a matter of fact, they called me up to the front to sit in the
Did you get the cat?
in the pilot seat. Yeah, I gave it to a retarded kid.
Thanks for that. I appreciate that you gave that to me.
and, but man, landing there, like, man, I remember coming into a Victoria Station. First of all, I'd been in, I landed and went at Heathrow and went out to Red Hill, like drove out to Red Hill. It's a long drive and longer than I expected in a smaller than I expected car. And and then like, I tried to eat at one of those little pubs in Red Hill that night. And then the next day I went to the train station and and bought that thing and took a ticket in. I got off at Victoria Station. And when I got off that fucking train and walked into that main room and saw that Burger King, I'll never forget that feeling. I was so fucking hungry, dude. They need fucking hungry. I was like, Burger King, I know you. I'll have a Whopper.
Yeah.
Somehow
we
they made
had a Burger King in Red Hill in the Belfry shopping centre. It's not there anymore. It made me cry when I found out.
There was nothing. When I was there was no American. I was like, oh my God, I've come to a place where I cannot eat the food. I can't eat it. It was 15 years ago. There was a Burger King, but it's right on the side of the shopping centre. You will not notice it. Let me tell you what there wasn't 15 years ago. GPS in my phone. Nope, I had a flip phone. Yeah, and it didn't work, sir.
I had a
maps.
I had a 3310 Nokia. That's what I had back then.
Oh, really? Back then I had the. Well, I had a Razor. Actually, when I went, no, it was before the Razor.
I probably had the Nokia brick phone.
No, I didn't have a Nokia though. I didn't have one of those. That was the fancy one.
Yeah, you could change the covers on. I had the Budweiser one with the reptiles on, the Budweiser thing.
Oh, Budweiser.
Or the
reptiles, the lizards. Yeah,
that one was Lenny.
Yeah.
And
that's really old.
I like.
Yeah,
that was a good campaign.
No,
that was a good campaign. Yeah, I just didn't think I was going to be able to eat your food. I think I was going to be able to eat your food, but back then, like Europe hadn't learned to hate us yet. Like, you know, George Bush had just gotten elected, and it was fine. It was he was just a cowboy. Woo! Watch his drive.
He's a cartoon just got elected. You say just got elected, but most of us, even here, we were like, how did the guy that didn't get the popular vote win?
Look, we still are asking that question. That happened again.
Yeah, just keep
That's
asking
the whole hanging Chad thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Florida, and I lived in Florida. Let me tell you a story about that election because I have one about that night. 2000. And I was married to my first wife, and at that point, we'd been married like 6 years, and we were just about had enough of each other's shit at that point. But election day came around, you know, and I was a big Clinton supporter, and I wanted Al Gore to win. You know, I thought things had been going pretty well during the Clinton thing. Thought it got a bad rap, but the economy was fucking crushing dicks. And and I had a job, so I was like, hey, status quo. And so I'm all for this Al Gore thing. And I told her that morning when she left for work, I was like, hey, don't forget to vote today. And that night, she was a little late getting home, and I'm sitting on the couch with my I voted sticker in Florida, and I'm like, whoa, man, the early returns are kind of crazy. This is closer than I thought. I was like, there's no way people are going to vote for that fucking redneck Texas guy.
I voted for him.
I was just one age too young. I was a senior in high school.
You're a real son of a bitch.
It was my first election.
Really? And you sandbagged me? All right. So anyway, you didn't matter. You're in Georgia.
Well, maybe you're in Florida and not know how to properly get rid of Chad.
Let me tell you what happened.
Fire it off with your gun. Just I'm voting.
So I'm sitting.
That does sound like Florida.
On the couch, and I'm like, I'm kind of getting high or whatever. And my wife walks in, and she doesn't have her sticker. And I'm like, that's weird. Hey, where's your sticker? And she's like, I didn't vote today. I'm like, look. I was like, what? And she was like, look, it was super busy and like work was cray. And she didn't say that. That was a different time. It's like, work was crazy. However, we used to talk back in 2000. I don't even remember.
So long ago.
That was crazy, sir. I was like, well, you should have voted because that's your right. And so she was
that album
like,
taking shape.
So working on it. And so she's like, look, it doesn't matter. Like so many people vote. It's just one vote. She's like,
so many times from
next year. You know what? It's a common meme here. And it's hard to argue against when you're just one in a bunch of fucking numbers.
But we're also, you see them losing the popular vote.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It starts going through. And we're watching this.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Florida. Florida is the one that's hanging everything up. People are like, and I remember them coming onto the TV and saying, well, actually, it looks like this whole thing could ride on Florida. And she was like, well, that is uncomfortable. and then it came down to a point, and they were like, it could literally be down to 50 votes in Florida.
And you're just staring at
And
her.
I'm just fucking eyeballing her. I'm like, this is when we end. Right here. This is when we end, you lazy cunt. And I'm like, next thing you know, hold on, let me make a prediction. George Bush is going to be elected. Some goddamn fucking terrorists are going to fly a plane in the goddamn World Trade Center, and the whole world is going to change because of you lazy bitch. We would be driving around in flying cars right now. There would be so much ice in the polar ice caps. We'd be like up there. We'd have a whole fleet of people with jobs just melting them. Like they're up there with lighters.
Is amazing.
It's so easy. Everyone thinks it's an act that we're doing. No, I just say a couple things and just watch him wind up. I'm like, I'm gonna write some of this down because he's silly. He's a silly man.
I love. There are a lot of people that say their vote doesn't count, and obviously, yeah, you're right. There are so many people, but then you see the turnout for your recent election, and it's like, okay, so a lot of you said this.
Yeah, like most of us said it doesn't matter, but if most of the people who voted it mattered, like it would have mattered a lot. Mattered more than the assholes who were like, I'm going to get up in the morning and have a fucking jelly croissant, and I'm heading down there to vote, no matter what.
Yeah.
Those old twats decide everything.
Kansas has been Republican for like 1930. 1930, and it's all because people in Kansas are 138 years old.
They were actually prospectors that were with Lewis and Clark, and they just gave up. Stopped.
It's a lot simpler for us Brits.
This grass.
For us Brits, it's simpler. We get up in the morning, we have our tea and crumpets, and then we're like, should we lower the age limit? And we're like, no, okay, we'll get on with our lives then.
I gotta show you this guys to you.
Then we leave the EU.
That was the very first time.
But now it's hard.
That was the very first time I voted. Yeah, that was the very first time because for years looked at these manifestos and I was like, I can't vote for a single one of you twats. Like I knew when in 2010 to appeal to the students, a party called Liberal Democrats said they would do all these things for students. I knew they were talking shit. For them, and what did they do? They reneged on their promise. The one key promise that cost them every fucking seat they had afterwards.
Yeah, look,
we don't work like that over here. We give everybody a seat. Oh, we're going to elect a Republican and all his Republican friends.
All of his buddies, too. Everybody's in. We hate one. We hate you all. Yeah. You partisan faggots. I'll see you on Twitter after this. One more shot.
I was really happy with Brexit because it was in my area. It's very anti-EU, so there were no protests when it came to voting. Whereas there were areas where people were doing that. I was just, thank fuck for that. I didn't want to go to prison. I didn't want to go to prison for beating some dumb shit up.
I don't even like Kid Rock, but I hope he wins just because it will piss people off.
Oh no, that'd be amazing.
That's what Trump was. That was Trump.
I learned a lot.
I'm going to vote him in because, and then you get Kid Rock. I'm like, I thought it was a joke. Same thing with Trump. I thought it was a joke.
Dude, if he comes in the Senate, how amazing is that?
Why are you doing this? Is this not technically self-harming?
Yeah. Do I need to stop you from cutting?
Would it not be easier to cut yourself?
It's making my nose run.
Yeah, I know.
I'm crying a little bit too, but the sunglasses hide it.
Oh man, you're such a bitch.
I want that as a ringtone.
Oh man, you're such a bitch.
Oh man, you're such a bitch. I'm gonna have to pull that audio clip out just so I can put the ringtone on the phone for you.
That'd be great.
Man, such a bitch.
Oh my god.
Oh man, you're such a bitch. It's like 30 times. That's why you'll stop answering my calls. So right before voicemail.
I just want you to, during a stream, to have that go off. Have someone to call you. Just do that.
I did have an incident with my phone because my notification on my phone is Dr. Roxo. It just goes, I took cocaine. I just gotten back from serving my time overseas, and I turned on my phone when we landed in Dulles Airport. And all of a sudden, I'm getting every text message, email from everybody. And on the middle of this plane, everyone's quiet. You just hear, I do cocaine. It just kept shouting that thing. I can't turn it down because it's still shouting. And recognize anything. Just come in.
Oh dear.
Just heads up.
Just says, hey, check my butthole real quick.
In case you ain't checked my bags on the way on, check them on the way out. Shit. All right. Look, I wanted to talk for just a second, but because I know I got that feeling because we just had like a 3-second gap that when you get when everybody's like, all right, I'm about to break up with this stream. It's
like popcorn. When you stop hearing it pop as often,
you're like, better open that door before I start smoking. It stinks up the whole house. But I wanted to talk just a minute about my friend Omegon, who actually subscribed to us when he was about the same size as we were, like a couple K, maybe a couple K.
Actually, I was actually at 500. Mocha introduced me to when you had about 1.5 subs, 1,000 subs.
All right, that makes me feel worse, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll get over it.
He makes videos. There's a difference. We don't.
Yeah, he does produce videos on a regular basis, like super regular.
Played out.
And not us, dude. We've been around 2 years, got like 30 videos.
Eventually, YouTube will move their algorithm to us.
Nope. We do nothing for YouTube.
You'll win in the long run.
Yeah, that's not true. But yeah, it's funny that Mocha was like one of our first 100 subs. But man, you've been a big supporter of ours for a long time, man. You've always been very positive. You've always gave good, positive feedback, and you've just been a really fucking cool dude. Like, you're there. If I need to turn to my left, that's where you are, by the way. You're on the far left of my second monitor at work. If I want to turn there and click on the Discord and chat at him, he will chat at me.
I don't understand Discord.
It took me forever to learn as well. Don't worry.
And but the thing is, man, you've always been very supportive, man, and your content has gotten so much better. I know I haven't like gone and trolled the comments in a while about the flooding in your basement.
That's favorite.
It's my favorite joke.
It's okay. It's gonna be changing soon. It'll be changing.
Is it good? Don't tell me what it is. I want to find the weakness in it.
Undoomed has made a new intro for me.
Oh, no fair. It's okay because we're making something for Undoomed. We're making something.
Yeah, so it works in circles.
We're just gonna wrap it up. We won't talk about what we're doing for Undoomed.
I already talked about it. We've already popped that bubble a while ago.
Did we?
Yeah. He was on the stream. Our first stream. He was on stream with us. We were showing the ties and shit.
It's gonna be funny. But man, you've always been really supportive of us, and your growth spurt was well deserved. And I don't understand what happened. What happened, dude?
He has a creamy voice. It's delicious.
I don't know.
It is delicious.
I don't know.
You were like a fucking weed. Like you gained like fucking 8,000 subs like overnight. Like I woke up.
That was because Bearing asked to collab with me, so I did it. And then Undoomed asked me to do a guest video for him, so I did.
They ask us too, but we don't do it.
You know what? And then I look at the white YouTuber. And I'm like, I get it. We could be at 18,000.
If we just would do
it. If we would just.
We've spoken about this, and I can't do that. I just can't do what he does.
I can't do it either. I can't do it. And you know what? Someone, he made a tweet today.
On your recent stream, I noticed that little jab about that particular type of begging in your stream, and I was like, I knew Fane was going to mention it. I knew it.
But today, it was a fucking funny joke. He had tweeted something, and it was a good tweet. It made sense, right? And it was actually funny. And I mean, because he's a funny guy, he is. And I just give him a hard time because he shilled so hard to rocket his fucking channel forward. He was like nobody. And then all of a sudden he's like, what? Way past us. And I'm like, what the fuck happened there? But anyway, somebody replied to him, was like, hey, white YouTuber, you know what? You may be filled with YouTube semen, but sometimes you make a good point.
That analogy, though. Oh, dear. I'm not sure I want to ever be filled with YouTube's semen.
No, I don't. Not with like the semen of 50 YouTubers that you had to suck off.
Bukkake all over you.
Yeah,
That's why it's white.
like we will do it, but we want I want it to happen organically, like surprisingly on a live stream when you're in LA.
Surprising.
It did happen.
Yeah, like rape.
Obviously, VidCon was fantastic for you. Comical rape. Yes, surprise rape.
Yes,
VidCon was
comical.
perfect for everyone though that went there because the networking option and meeting somebody.
That was
you
great.
yeah, exactly. I'm very jealous of that. I would love to go
Yeah,
next
that was
year.
the thing.
I really want
I
to go
thought
next
that
year.
everyone was going to ignore us, but honestly, everyone was so cool with us, and no one walked around with a subscriber number on their head. They didn't walk around going,
Mm.
"How many subs you got?" Everyone's just cool. They all knew it, and they were all very
When you-
nice to us. I love
Your
it.
stream, and I think Jeff did a couple as well. And I mean, Nick did a few, but they were glitchy as fuck. But your one was really good. Meeting so many people. The only thing I thought was hilarious was that Blair White was right behind you, and you didn't notice.
Was it on purpose? Because we were going to her party that night. We really should have just talked to
We
her.
should have talked to
But
her.
I was like, I just ignored her.
Yeah, we did ignore her.
It was
And but I did it in a way thinking that we were going to circle back
I
around
thought we were
to
going to
her.
come back, and then we ended up just ending the stream.
And yeah, we're like, in the stream, and we in the stream right as Logan Paul
Comes running
is
through the
rushing the
fountain.
fountains, and the tidal wave of teenagers came. And one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed. And we cut the stream off 30 seconds before that happened.
Well, Logan
and then
Paul-
that's on Drama Alert, H3H3.
Well, Logan Paul ended up crashing our stream earlier that
Yeah, which is funny. I love that somebody
H3
took a screenshot from Logan Paul's video because we were live streaming, I think, on Twitter at that time, on my Twitter. And we're outside the bar. We had been drinking. And Logan Paul had pulled up, and then he was filming video inside of his car. And it's all these screaming girls. And we were trying to pretend that the girls are screaming because of us. And so we're like jamming our way into the middle of the girls. And we're like live streaming. Like, oh my God, they can't get their hands off of us. And they're all yelling, Logan, Logan, Logan. I'm like, you're mispronouncing poisoning the well.
in his video, you just see these two old guys standing.
Yeah. So
right in
somebody
front
said
of the car.
screenshot was like, so I'm looking at this video.
Well, he was the H3.
It was on H3H3. They're like, and I noticed in the background a couple of fucking losers. And like, it's just all these girls with their cameras out, and then being Pat like, ha ha. We just have to be everywhere at the right time, but the camera wasn't always rolling. But man, Omegon, you have to do it next year. Getting to hang out with those guys and talk with Sargon and have him tell us, like, actually, I haven't gotten around to watching your videos yet. Then that really touched my heart.
Touch that hard, real hard.
But getting to hang out with those people, and actually some of them were surprisingly cool, like Computing Forever.
Yeah.
Who all I did was troll him on his channel name the whole fucking time. Like every time I saw him, I was like, Computing Forever, right? And he's like, I'm going to change the name. I'm like, no, Compute Forever.
I bet when you said that, I bet in your head you thought that was funny.
Hilarious.
We yelled at some of you. That was the other thing. We drank a lot, and we were yelling at a lot
Totally
of big YouTubers, just acting like a complete fool. That was fun.
It was fun because everybody, like, they didn't judge us too harshly. We're still in there. We're still in the chat from the group.
Yeah, there's a chat group that's going on
Twitter,
We're still in
and
there.
they talk. We just don't jump in there much because we don't want them to like go,
Really?
"Oh, you're still here," and kick us out.
I think, yeah, that's happened to me a few
Like-
times. I shouldn't open my mouth.
Yeah, Sargon and Skeptic were in there talking today, and I was like, "Oh, I have something to add." Don't add it. Don't add it. When they see it, they're like, "Ban!"
Don't ruin this. Can't be the one that.
But
that's
you need to come, man.
responsible.
It would be really cool.
Yeah. I spoke to is it Cog? Because I know he wants to go next year. I think was it someone else. I was talking to somebody on Discord about it. And yeah, I would love to. I just need to get a passport and obviously save up for it. So hopefully I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, start now because let me tell you what, LA is fucking expensive.
Yeah, I noticed that when you were trying to sort out was it Jaeger bombs.
Oh yeah, we had 4 Jaeger bombs. She's like, "That's going to be $56." I'm like, "American? Holy
Did
fuck!"
you manage to get enough for Jaeger bombs?
Yeah, we did. So we're like, it's time to live stream. Send us that super chat money.
I love it had to be Pat the Redditor because you couldn't see a single one of them. Oh, there's a blue,
No,
blue
I
one.
have
There's a
a
blue one.
contact.
What is that?
I remember. I know Jenny Durrett gave us money. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, like you're in town.
You could come hang out and just buy it for us.
Yeah, give us a few bucks cash. Save us 30%.
Well, didn't one of your trolls do that to you? Threw some money at you?
Yeah, Tanuki.
Tanuki.
Walked straight up, gave me money, and then told me to like kiss his ass or something. I remember.
Yeah, I
He's
remember
a
what the
big
comment
spiller,
was.
Yeah.
But he
Oh,
like
That's such an easy answer.
he fucking
You can't have a guy
live-
with spiky glasses behind me.
That
comes
lesson
up with
was learned earlier
$2.
in the stream when he mentioned how hugging Andy Warski.
Oh yeah, you did stab Andy Jaworski in the ear.
That's a true story that I still use as a warning.
When you stabbed him in the
I
ear,
used it on the lake this weekend.
the gate, yeah.
Yeah, it went. He doesn't have any ear piercings except now the one.
He now has one. Yes.
But yeah, this bad boy
Got him.
got
Got
him. like we're right. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I am so sorry. Like,
Beyond.
You
some-
still, I'm sure they'll invite you back to Warski Live one day.
yeah. Once they sort through the fucking surprising number of skeptics there are. Have you been on Warski Live?
No, not once. That's why I call this stream Moisky Live. I'm really hurt.
Don't worry.
I trolled their chat last night.
Don't worry. We'll reach out to the Asian in charge of that channel.
Yeah, the
And,
real guy, the
hang on.
real brains behind
Asian?
that one.
Token.
Asian ski. The handsome Warski.
The handsome Warski. I always wondered why they haven't changed it. Obviously, because it's still got Andy Warski as a channel. I'm surprised they haven't changed it to Warski Live or something.
You know who
Warski
else
Bros.
needs to change their channel name? Computing Forever. He hasn't done a how-to and since like the first time a fucking girl got triggered.
Well, that's why like ours was Zombie Werewolf Product, but we
Oh
changed
my
it
God.
immediately.
Oh yeah. When I went to put your channel link in the description, I saw that and I was like, really?
If you
Zombie Werewolf Product is so hard to market,
I
dude.
know.
Like he ran out of letters. He's such a
I didn't
dumbass.
realize it didn't pick up the rest of the URL.
And why would you type that? Why did you not consult me?
It was going to be a nothing channel,
Oh,
throwaway channel. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, we could just start, doing these Poison the Well videos. We
Yeah,
decided to call-
nobody will ever watch them.
no one's
That's
going to
true.
watch them anyway. So we were like, let's just throw it on. We'll just throw it on my old channel.
Yeah, where there's a video of me falling out of a wheelchair with a puppy in my lap.
It's good stuff.
It was all super.
that's on my
We had
personal.
15 subs. And it was like, why would we start a new channel when I've already got 15 subscribers? And at the time, I was like,
Good point. It's a good point.
that is really good. We already start ahead of the game. Let's do this on your channel. Only way is up. And now here we are telling
Zombie
people.
Werewolf Product.
Zombie Werewolf Product. No.
can you ever change that?
Well, if it's actually YouTube.
Actually, you can go youtube.com/Poison the Well TV.
yeah, Poison Well TV is
That's the channel thing. But anytime you
just go there, you try to click the link, it
says Zombie Werewolf.
Yeah, well, I
Product.
pulled that earlier. I put it in the description. I do remember seeing that, thinking, "What the fuck is that?"
Yep.
I've got to
Zombie
say,
Werewolf.
I mean, it's better than Captain Cummings. People are like, "You're so damn perverted. Look at your name," and I'm like, "That's really my name, really Cummings."
And my rank.
Well, it's like Boogie 2988. I'm kind of like Charming Man 93. I'm like, come on,
He's
Y'all
ditched the
could have been
93 now. He's ditched the 93.
has he? Oh, good.
Yeah, it just says charming.
I
Get
abused
rid of-
him for a while just by calling him Charming Man 98 because of the Atheist Gamer. But 2
Yeah,
years ago,
Atheist
when
Gamer, that's funny.
Undoomed, 2 years ago, Undoomed started the Dr. Bashir thing. So for a stream, I changed an entire thumbnail to Charming Man in a Dr. Bashir shirt. It's not the right one, I've been told.
He gets super pissed about that, dude.
I even asked him for a Q&A, right? For his Q&A, I said, well, how much super chat would have to be donated to get you to wear Dr. Bashir shirt? And a few Trekkies, by the way, when I made the thumbnail, they got fucking mad at me. So I did this. And he commented on the stream, and he didn't like it. And it's there. It's perfect. I love it. Fuck you. I told him all he had to do was own the joke and it will go.
Own the joke, yes.
Yeah, it's called verbal jujitsu. You take the weight of the joke. That's how memes get started.
Carry it.
Embrace the meme.
I told Irate Bear I thought he looked like someone with Down syndrome, so he owned it.
Yeah.
And now he just introduced himself as
and now he's Copper Cap.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we don't make any friends.
No.
We should really be more likable.
We keep poisoning the well.
Yeah.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah, we have bits that we've practiced.
Well, do we want to go play Destiny? I want to play Destiny.
Yeah, it's the only way this channel's going to take off, bro.
Where's it going?
Boom! Straight up to the fucking.
Well, I have to wake up in 4 hours for work, so perhaps
Oh,
this week
boy.
is time to end then, so you guys can.
Let's keep them up for 4 more hours.
Yeah, 4 more hours. Look, we need to have you over on our channel and everything, man, and so we can chill for you a little bit. We think you're fucking great, dude, and you've got something that we don't have, which is a
Really
voice that
voice.
you're listening to. Yeah,
A voice that people like.
yeah. Instead of this screeching fucking rednecks.
Most of my
hack
audience are
voices
American,
we have.
and they love my voice, but I prefer the American accent, your accents, to my own. I hate my voice.
Really?
I hate it
Because
so much.
I hear our
Especially,
accent at it.
Nails on chalkboard.
If I have to listen to my voice back, right, when someone's done a response video to me and I've decided to eventually do one to them, I have to listen to myself, and it's just it hurts my ears. I've got to do one for Kevin Logan because he's done one to me as well, and I'm like, because he's having to re-upload his videos, I've still got the Descent of Manosphere he did on me, and I spent 3 days just writing abusive jokes, and I thought, yeah, that's what I'll do. Instead of being a skeptic, I'll just write jokes or insult him and tell him that no one's going to touch his dick because it looks like a potato root with Copper Cab's face on the tip. But apparently that might be too childish.
Childish? Fuck that, dude. People who say that's childish don't subscribe to our channel.
And they don't have a response.
No fucking childish. You kidding me?
Comical rape.
No, but we need to have you on our channel. Actually, I was thinking
We did say we'd do
because,
something after VidCon, so it'd be great to do that sometime.
yes. So we'll schedule that so you can come over there, and we'll schedule it at a time where maybe you're off the next day.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah, that's fine. That'd be great.
Sorry about that. I'll chat at you during work tomorrow, and you'll go, hey, bro, I'm at work.
Well, luckily, I'm self-employed, so tomorrow morning when I go to the pub, I have to go to work. If I'm still tired, I'll just make a drink and be fine.
There you go. I like that.
It's fine.
They fire me for that at my work.
It's encouraged at my work. I have people that buy me shots at my work, just bring them up to the stage. I'm like, yeah,
Lucky bastard.
No, he's really not, because not every day at work for a stand-up comedian is like, awesome, I'm going to get a blowski out of this. Most of them are like, oh my God, I just want to go back to the hotel room, vomit, and fucking cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, I don't have to fight with the manager trying to get paid because he wants to dock my pay because
because you weren't funny.
God, I'm so sick of that one. Remember when you told that fat lady in the front row that she was a fat cunt? I'm like, yes.
That was my wife.
I'm like, what part was offensive, the fat or the cunt part?
Yeah, you're not explaining to me, sir. Have you seen my YouTube channel? Goodbye. I'll let myself out.
Well, we're all real YouTubers now. We're all over 10,000 subscribers.
Over 10K. What? High five for all of them.
Haven't you gone under 11K now because of the whole,
Weird. I was waiting for that meme where like people are like,
video?
yeah, when people are like subbed at 11,000 or like wait, hold on.
Subbed at over 11,000, had to resub after they got back over 11,000.
Yeah, it was the Keemstar joke when he started losing those hundreds of thousands and he like went back down and people were like
subbed since 2 million.
Yeah, they were like, man, love you, dude. Sub since 2 million. And like he's at 1.4. Like, man, that hurts. That hurts. No, that's what they were doing. They're like, congratulations on 1.5, sub since 1.6. It was really mean. I loved it. YouTube's a funny place.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain Cummings, for coming on and filling in for the fashionably late poisoning the well. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, thank you for having me on.
It was great talking to you.
And I heard you talking about when I was driving. It's about a couple of your videos that you had, and I'm actually interested. So I'm going to be clicking that sub link after this.
Yeah, I did too, and I've left your channel link below. So thank you. Hopefully people go and subscribe.
Fucking.
Yeah.
You'll
also,
hate
thank
me
you, Poison Wolf, for coming on. I've been planning this for like nearly a month, and yeah, it was great that you guys.
And then I was late.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. Google lied to you.
Message me next time.
Apparently, we're in Eastern Daylight Time right now, not Eastern Standard Time. That's where I'm getting it wrong. Is we're an hour, so we can have in the summer. How does that even fuck this?
I have no idea.
Oh, but we adjust it and we call it daylight savings time because we get more daylight. We literally get the exact same amount of daylight. I just
love that I told you the time a week ago. You pulled it up on Google, and we're both like, "Yeah, sure."
And screenshotted it, and I sent it to you, and I was like, "Is this right?" And you were like, "Well, if that's what 10:30 GMT is, then yes, it's right."
That's exactly what I said.
Like, what does he mean? It's saying it's right.
Well, I'm not going to be like, oh, is it daylight savings yet?
It apparently is daylight savings.
That's what I said when the guy was like, I have a feeling this is a daylight savings.
This is a daylight savings
debacle.
Oh, it was very funny though.
Do you guys not change daylight savings?
When you sent me that message earlier on Discord, I was like, is he trolling me? So I waited for you to send another message before I could be sure you actually had the wrong time.
Yeah, because he sent me the link. I was like, we still got another hour, right? And he's like, silence. I'm like, uh-oh, I have fucked up. I'm like, Pat, answer the phone, answer the phone, answer the phone. Somebody's got to cover.
It's all right. Mim is fantastic. He's got, he can talk. It's brilliant. He's a good friend. And obviously brought Captain Cummings on, which is awesome too.
He's a pretty cool guy.
He
seems like a pretty cool guy.
Mim lives very near to me because he does his PhD nearby. So it's great. We can meet up and have coffee sometimes.
Oh, well, isn't he smart?
Which he buys. Well, he had to buy me a sandwich once after. When he was dating someone last year, his girlfriend messaged me all the time when they broke up. So to make up for that, Mim bought me a monstrous burger in a pub, which was nice.
Sorry about
your suffering. Here is your suffering.
Yeah.
His reward.
Yeah, did it
Thanks,
wrong. Did the bitch wrong. Have a burger.
Put this greasy blanket
Yeah,
over it.
The best part, the really irritating, I found it hard to enjoy that burger because it was inside a building that used to be a job center. I used to sign on in that place. That was depressing and delicious. Oh, anyway, I'm going to end there.
Dude. One day we're all going to be famous YouTubers.
we'll all get our ears pierced by Sophane.
Yes, see you at VidCon 2018.
Oh, mate, I'm wearing protectors for that. Fuck off.
Because I'm going to have way more spikes.
Anyway, I'm going to end this here. Thank you all for joining.